Hello, everybody, and welcome to VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida, home to UFC 261. For the first time in over a year, we are holding a pay-per-view event with fans. The weigh-in happening here in just a matter of moments. You're watching the UFC 261 weigh-in show as we speak. We will be back there at the Fighter Hotel, but right now we are in the arena. 13 fights, 26 fighters, 3 title bouts. It's an absolutely stacked card. Welcome to the show, everybody. Dan Hellie alongside Laura Sanko, UFC pioneer Dean Thomas, and former champ and Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier here as well. Welcome, my friend. First time you've been able to join us on the show, Dean.
Yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. DC, greatness in the house. Yeah, this is amazing.
I mean, listen, there's something to being prepared. So instead of one tablet like Laura, you know, as the champ, I've got 3. You know what I'm saying? I got my notes, I got my tablet, because we've got to, and I want that title.
Listen, the format says I have to have an opening comment.
Oh, come on.
Okay?
Don't do it. Oh, yeah, you got to.
This is my opening comment.
Oh,
DC.
my goodness.
Enjoy looking at that throughout the entire
Oh, my goodness. Do I have to deal with this the whole show?
So, if you haven't watched the weigh-in show before, we play some games throughout the show. Laura's the reigning champion. She won the majority of the games in the last show.
No, she didn't.
Yes,
she
she
won
did.
1 game.
DC finished last. It's something you're going to get used to. He cheats throughout the show. It's kind of a thread that we weave throughout. So just keep your eye on him throughout the show to watch him play these games, because he's not always the most utmost person.
I don't care if he cheats. He can cheat if he wants.
Okay.
It might help him.
You know what?
I'm going to beat him anyway.
So you just over here
I
being
can't wait.
arrogant, huh?
You can cheat if you want. You can have the cheating.
We'll get to the cheating in a minute. First, let's take a look at the early prelims. And this, I said this was a stacked card. And this has a lot of Far East flavor early. You're going to be able to watch this at 6 p.m. Eastern Time live on ESPN2 and Fight Pass. Every single one of these fights has a fighter from Asia. Some of these names you may not recognize, but I guarantee you're going to want to watch them. Then on the prelims, starting at 8 p.m. on ESPN, Alex Cowboy Oliveira taking on Randy Brown, Dwight Grant, Stefan Sekulic, Carl Robertson, and Brendan Allen. And then it's Pat Sabatini and Tristan Connolly kicking things off. The main card, absolutely stacked, wall to wall. We're going to kick things off with Anthony Smith, the veteran, taking on up-and-comer Jimmy Crute. Man, this guy is a star. Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman, a rematch from a regional fight they had over 10 years ago. And then it's our title tilts, Shevchenko and Andraj, Wei Lee and Nama Yunus. And for the second time, Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal. This time it's not 6 days notice. It's not flying to Abu Dhabi. It's right here. There's no excuses for anybody. Full camps, let's go. It is going to be fun. I can see the excitement in your eyes, DC.
I mean, I'm excited, man. This is going to be a phenomenal fight card. The title fights are great, but when you start a card with Anthony Smith and Jimmy Crute and then Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman, this is going to be fantastic. Dan, the energy in this arena tomorrow is going to be insane.
15,000 strong, going to be packed. It is sold out. You hear that music in your ear? That's draft music, the NFL draft. You can watch that next week, starting on Thursday on ESPN. So we wanted to get in the spirit. We're going to have our own little UFC draft. How are we going to do that, you ask? Well, here's a look at the rules. It's going to be 11 rounds. 1 fighter selected from each division. No fighter can be drafted twice. Jon Jones considered a heavyweight. Only fighters on the current UFC roster. Means you cannot draft your former teammate, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Well, still my teammate, just former greatest fighter
former
of all
active
time.
Teammate.
Yeah, the
yes.
former active greatest fighter of all
Point
time.
is, you can't pick him, DC.
Well, but the reality is I have a better question. Amanda Nunes is the double champion. Oh, Amanda Nunes should be able to pick twice.
Dean Thomas, our rookie, picks first. Our reigning champion, Laura Sanko, will pick last. I'll go second. Dean,
don't do what everybody think you're gonna do.
Listen, I'm not
listen to
Dean,
this
do
man.
not, Dean.
You're trying to get me
Already
wrong.
trying to get your head.
Don't grab the low-hanging fruit. Dean, don't grab the low-hanging fruit, Dean.
I'm going with Amanda Nunes.
Oh,
Amanda
my
Nunes
God.
is the #1 overall pick. She is by far head and shoulders the top of her division. She is the #1 pick, so there's no disputing that.
Gosh, Dean, really?
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't have done
Absolutely.
it. Dean, I wouldn't have done it.
Absolutely.
Okay, maybe I would have done it.
Okay. You know what else you wouldn't have done? You wouldn't draft who I'm about to draft right now, #2.
Who?
Jon Jones.
Oh.
You
The
can
pound for pound.
You can have him at heavyweight.
Best fighter in the world at heavyweight. I'm going Jon Jones, number 2 pick. You want to sell fights?
You
want to sell fights?
Yeah, listen, but it's not about selling fights. It's about putting the best team together. And you're drafting an unproven commodity at an unproven weight class with the number 2 pick in the draft. You have lost your mind. You're a casual fan of the game. You're an NFL guy.
Let me tell you this.
I can't believe
I
you
feel
did
like
that.
you're just a little
If
jelly
you
at the
ask Dana White, who's the best fighter to ever step into the octagon, who's he going to say?
I agree with you. I do agree that he's, but dude, this is unproven at heavyweight. I can't believe that. Ask Dean.
Yeah,
Dean, do you agree?
No, absolutely. You're picking a guy who's never fought at this weight before.
But you look at that name on a board, and I mean, it's
I've got a better name for
aura
it.
goes with it, regardless.
I'm ready. My draft board's ready. So whenever that music hits, let that music hit.
The music's on.
There it is. I want my music. I want my music. I'm not going to pick without my
want the
music.
chime.
Yes. And with the 3rd pick in the draft, Daniel Cormier of Louisiana chooses the great Valentina Shevchenko from Kyrgyzstan. Let me tell you something. You want to talk about an athlete that is proven in her weight class that she's the best? It is the bullet, Valentina Shevchenko. Tomorrow she defends her title, but she goes number 1 on DC's draft board.
All right. I'm going to go in. I'm not even going to wait for the chime, okay? Francis Ngannou. I'm going Francis Ngannou. Listen, I understand he's new to greatness, but you can see it him. He's a heavyweight. We all love heavyweights. And listen, I know you and I have a little side bet going, but you know what's up, DC. You know
I believe it. I believe it. I believe that, I think I'm right.
All right, let's bring in the voice of the UFC, Jon Anaku. There is no doubt in my mind, if he was taking part in this draft as we speak, he would probably win the whole thing. So I do have to get your take so far. Jon, I don't know if you've been listening. Oh, we can't tell you the picks. I was just told because you're going to be the judge later. But let me ask you this, Jon. If you had the number 1 pick in our UFC draft, who would you take?
Francis Ngannou, the UFC heavyweight champion, without question. I had a nice moment with him in the lobby yesterday. He is headed to Cameroon immediately after the Kamaru Usman fight. Francis Ngannou is the number 1 pick. Maybe there's an argument for Amanda Nunes, and I'm sure given the wealth of talent on this roster, you men and women could make an argument for someone else. But Francis Ngannou is the number 1 pick in 2021, without question.
Wow, that speaks very well for the young lady sitting to my right, Laura Sanko.
That's heavy, man.
Validation from Anik himself.
That's heavy from Anik, without question when Amanda Nunes has done what Amanda Nunes has done. But hey.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get to what's coming up on Saturday. Jon, when you are looking around there right now, kind of a different feel knowing that there's finally going to be fans back in the building?
There's definitely an added enthusiasm, excitement to a man, to a woman. We had our fighter meetings, and I think a lot of these athletes, even if they had a good warm-up at the UFC Apex, they're just excited to make that walk. Not even so much to actually compete in front of fans, but to be brought up by that crowd walking out. And a lot of the high-profile athletes are already down here. It looks like Jorge Masvidal might be the first one to weigh in. Zhong Wei Lee, Jessica Andraj, Rose Namajunas, all down here and ready to go. So we're excited, man. One more sleep. Let's just get today in the can and get these fights underway.
I love the sleep references. For Masvidal, obviously a very different situation this time around, having a full camp, not having to go to Abu Dhabi. With him, is there a different feel and look?
No doubt about it. Now, if you've heard anything his head coach Mike Brown has said this week, he's talked a lot about being satisfied with the way some of the skill sequencing went in that first meeting. They just didn't have a cardiovascular base to lean on at all. So when there were compromising moments in the fight, Jorge had to catch his wind. They believe he's going to be able to put the foot on the gas for the entire 25-minute fight, and they do believe they'll find a knockout in there. So I'm very encouraged by what I'm hearing out of that camp. All of that being said, getting Camaro Usman going into a back-to-back training camp situation, fighting 71 days after he defended the title. No picnic about fighting Kamaru Usman. So I think Masvidal and anybody else, Wonder Boy, they're going to be up against it when they're fighting this guy, but certainly Gamebred's in a better place than he was, several months ago.
All right, Jon, I know you have some work to do. We're going to let you go. The weigh-in starting in just a matter of moments. And I'll tell you what,
Thank
man,
you guys.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the entire card, but this main card is just absolutely stacked top to bottom. The the difference from the first time around for Jorge Masvidal, DC, compared to this time around, really night and day comparing what he had to go through to get ready for this fight?
Well, there are a number of reasons why Gamebred seems to be in a better place. Obviously, the weight cut, obviously the ability to train and prepare. But I think what he's going to take most is the experience of being in there with Camaro Usman for 25 minutes. Even though he didn't win the fight, he was able to survive. He was able to withstand whatever Usman threw at him. Now, there are a lot of different factors that play into the first fight and then will play into this one. One, they won't get to clinch as much. There are 15,000 people in here. Those 15,000 would have let them hear it, which may in turn make the referee give them more restarts. There are a lot of different things that may happen come tomorrow night that's going to be much different as Masvidal walks up to the stage.
Woo! 170 pounds, the official weight for Jorge Gamebred Masvidal.
Yeah, I like Masvidal's chances in this fight in the sense that he had an opportunity to feel Kamaru Usman. He had an opportunity to feel the pressure, to take his shot, and now he can make the adjustments. So that's going to be the key, the adjustments that he makes from a tactical standpoint, from a technical standpoint, which is going to be difficult for Usman because Usman doesn't have to make adjustments. Usman already knows what he did the last time. When Masvidal makes the adjustments, Usman's going to have to make the adjustments on the fly. Masvidal had a chance to make those adjustments in camp.
Anybody who's had a bad weight cut knows what it feels like to fight after a bad weight cut. And when you cut 20 pounds in 6 days, never mind that 16-hour flight to Abu Dhabi, never mind all the sleep issues over there, it's a different animal.
I mean,
Zhong Wei Lee weighing in as we speak. Let's listen in.
I mean, Wei Lee is just a beast, too, man. I cannot wait to watch her fight again. When we watched her down in Vegas with Joanna Jędrzejczyk, it was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen, and she looks to be in phenomenal shape.
Wow.
What was that?
114 and 1/2 pounds, the official weight for the champion, Zhong Wei Lee.
When she rehydrates, she is one of the biggest straw weights I have ever seen in my entire life.
But people are just drawn to Zhong Wei Lee. Like, just random people will talk about Wei Lee in the airport when you're having conversation. She has captured, like, the imagination of people because of her fighting style, but also just, like, her swagger, her ability, you know, everything that comes with this young lady has really drawn the interest of people just around the world.
First and only UFC champ from China, and her social media following is absolutely gargantuan. 5.4 million across Chinese, Twitter, and TikTok. It's astounding, and how quickly it's grown in the last year. It's almost doubled.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
She's gotten better too, like over the years. Like you've watched her progress. I mean, she's already a great fighter. She started off as a great fighter, but from Danielle Taylor till now, she's a completely different fighter. I mean, she's just an amazing athlete.
And here's the 29-year-old Brazilian Jessica Andraj. Jorge Masvidal joining us, by the way, in about 10 minutes.
$124.5, the official weight for Jessica Andraj.
I think Andraj has found her optimal weight class right now. I think 115 was a little too small for her. 135, she was too small for the weight. 125, she looked insane against Caitlin Chukagian. Not only has her fighting style looked good, as we all know, the haircut is always on point when it comes to Jessica Andraj. Like, I mean, I never had a fade like that in my entire life. I would
She
love
looks
that
like
one.
Cristiano Ronaldo. She is on point. Man. She's sharp.
She got a great haircut, man. Wow. That's gonna be
7
a fun-
post-fight bonuses. Fights always exciting for Andraj. And here is Thug Rose Namajunas.
I'm Thug Rose Namajunas. I'm fighting out of Denver, Colorado. I'm here to punch her in the face, take her back, and choke her out.
114.5, the official weight for Rose Namajunas.
Everybody coming in at championship weight, and man, guys, I remember when Rose was going to face Joanna Jędrzejczyk and the tension before that fight, knowing whether she'd be able to deal with all of the mind tricks, and then seeing the fighter that she has become after that, absolutely insane.
I could tell you one thing. I liked her focus on stage. She looked completely focused, and I think that was an issue for her in the past. Is like maybe sometimes she wasn't focused on the right things, but right now she looks completely focused.
Locked in.
Yeah.
Just locked in, man.
Hello everyone, my name is Valentina Shevchenko. I'm fighting out of Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. I'm here to prove my champion status, to break my opponent, and bring my UFC belt back home with me.
Listening for the weight for Shevchenko here.
The official weight, 124.5 pounds for Valentina Shevchenko.
Hey, take a look at it. My number one pick. Look at my number one pick. Looking good up on the scale, ripped in fantastic shape. I mean, title defense after title defense. Just a phenomenal fighter, a great champion, and the number one pick on the winning team in this UFC draft.
Well, I think we already know the mind of John Anik.
I mean,
and
listen.
DC,
listen.
Did you feel the belt slipping away from you yet again in that moment?
I did not, because I think once I said it, John was like, oh, I might have messed up. You know, for
185 pounds, the official weight for Carl Robertson.
So for Carl Robertson, this is a big deal, right? Because there's been times where he struggled with the weight. He's been through a lot in his UFC career. I know it's not long, but this is a young man that needs a massive victory tomorrow. Because as time goes on, you don't want to be remembered for the weight mishaps or the issues in the hotel lobbies and everything. You want to be known for getting on the scale, being a professional. And this guy has all the talent in the world. It's just a matter of him kind of locking it all in and bringing it all together. Fantastic young fighter. A guy that does have a ton of potential. But now with the weight is the first step, right? That's always step number one to having a great weekend. And right now, Robertson just did that.
My name is Jeff Elhafin Molina. I train out of Lee's Summit, Missouri at Glory MMA and Fitness, and I am the best looking flyweight in this division.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with him. I'm not going to argue with him.
Of course you would say that.
I mean, he's my teammate. He's my teammate.
He trains at your gym. You're going to agree with him, Laura. I mean, Homer much?
Why not? I stick up for my teammates, man.
Nice tattoo he's got there.
He does. Let's see what he weighs.
126 pounds, the official
disagree.
weight for Jeff Molina.
I don't think the guy's that good looking, honestly. I mean, I really don't. Right? I don't think he's that good looking.
Are we?
Who's a better judge of attractive men, me or you?
For him to sit up there and say, I'm one of the better, I mean, this dude is not one of the better looking guys in the world.
Okay, well, listen, he can crack, so just get that straight.
He can punch.
He can crack.
All right, we're speaking of good looking. Here we got Jorge Masvidal with us right now, looking great at the weigh-in. Jorge, how you feeling, man? Obviously a different deal this time around.
I feel great, man. I feel ready to compete, give it my all tomorrow, get my hand raised at all costs.
How different is it going to be for you to have fans in the building? I know you feed off that energy.
It's going to be a treat, you know, especially the Florida fans. I don't know who tuned into the press conference yesterday, but if you did, you can see some of them Florida Wild Boys, how crazy they were going, you know. I got to give them a show. They didn't come here for no man-to-man hugging or rubbing feet. They only came here for one thing and one thing alone, and that's for violence. And that's the type of performances that I deliver, a lot of science and a lot of violence behind it.
You know, Jorge, I was talking about the fact that all the fans, do you think that that'll play into the amount of time that you guys can spend in the clinch? Because fighting on Fight Island, there is no booing. There is no interactions from the fans. Do you think that they'll start to go crazy and you'll get more restarts if Usman tries to impart that same game plan?
I try not to think of those things because I've worked very hard in neutralizing that situation. So I plan on not letting that play a factor at all. If we get to the cage, I'll get out of the cage shortly after. I won't let the fans even booze my train of thought.
Jorge, so how do you feel right now? Because yesterday you said your weight was much closer, but any weight cut is hard. How excited are you to get back to the rehydration phase of this and just start to feel good again?
I feel great right now. I feel great coming in. I don't cut a lot of weight to compete at 170 pounds. I cut between 7 and 9 pounds is what I usually cut. So I hurt like everybody, you know, but not to that extreme. Where I was the last time. So right now I'm ready to compete, you know. I drink a couple more of these and I'd be ready to break Usman's face today. I don't need the 24 hours, but I'll gladly take them.
Jorge, I think everybody knows that we are going to see a much better version of you this time out. But I wonder, too, are you even expecting to see a better version of Kamaru? Or do you feel like you saw the best?
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a better version of him. I don't think he was at 100% just because we had to fly overseas. Both of us had to fly overseas, and we both had to compete at a weird time. It was like 7, 8 in the morning, so we had to wake up at like 5 in the morning or whatever time he chose to. So I know for a fact he wasn't at 100%. But I know for a fact I was nowhere near 100%. So I'm predicting him to be the best Usman I've ever seen. But it's going to fall short to the best game Bred everybody's ever seen.
Hey, Jorge, is there anything about Usman that surprised you in that first fight, whether it was good or bad, his strengths, his weaknesses? Anything surprised you?
His willingness to rub feet with another man was quite impressive.
Kamaru is weighing in right now. We're watching Kamaru
169 and 1/2 pounds, the official weight for the champion Kamaru Usman.
So there's Usman on weight. Obviously, Jorge, I know you've talked about the feet rubbing quite a bit. Did you learn anything else about his fighting style that will help you this time around?
He's scared to strike, and I don't blame him.
You know, Jorge, you talk about some of the things that you guys expected to see that showed themselves in the fight. A guy that's fought in rematches myself, those really benefit you. How much time did you spend on just truly capitalizing on those different things? Because at 60, 75% as you were last fight, you're able to go 25 minutes and pick up on those things. How much time did you spend on trying to exploit those?
We spent a good time in just neutralizing all the positions where the fight would lean towards him, like him pressing me up against the cage and just keeping me there. And then obviously new things that he could bring into the fight, you know. And then always I focus on my strength as well. So a good part, and it was way before the fight was announced. It was as soon as the fight was over between me and him, the first one, I got into the gym and addressed those situations. Whether I fought him a week from then or never fought him again, I was going to fix those situations for life so I'd never have those problems again. So this is not like last night we started working on neutralizing them. We started working about 8, 9 months ago on how to fix these issues. It just so happens I get to prove it to him and to the world tomorrow how much work we put in these areas.
Jorge Gamebred Masvidal arriving in style here in Jacksonville from Miami in a private jet, and then just getting into his Rolls Royce, always looking good and feeling good, too, going into this fight on Saturday night. Jorge, thank you very much.
God bless everybody. Take care.
All right, we are back to the weigh-ins. Ariane Carnelosi on the scale right now, Senko.
Well, it's been about a year and a half since we saw her back in the UFC, but she took a hard fight against Angela Hill. But man, I am so excited to see her fight again.
115 on the nose for Ariane Carnelosi.
She might have better shoulders than you.
Oh, I mean, come on.
I mean,
Laura.
look at that woman is jacked.
I mean,
that woman is jacked.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. In my shirt,
Roll up
Laura.
your sleeve. Roll up
In
your
my
sleeve.
shirt, Laura.
Look at her.
I'm trying to get arms like that.
That woman weighs 115 pounds.
Listen.
All right,
man.
next fighter to the scale in the UFC's
115,
featherweight
it's easy to
division
look
out of
strong, but when you're
Philadelphia,
beefy like this, look this strong. When you get beefy like me, you know, that's what I'm talking about, looking
Big
strong.
old biscuit.
Big old biscuit.
While we were talking to Gamebred, we did have a few fighters who weighed in. I believe we have a list of those fighters coming up here momentarily as we go back to the stage. Pat Sabatini stepping up on the scale. taking on Tristan Connolly. What can you tell us about Pat, Laura?
Dude, listen, this guy has a nasty submission game.
146, the official weight for Pat
But
Sabatini.
I have to be honest, the thing I cannot get out of my mind is how tough he is. In his last title defense, he got caught in an arm bar. His arm broke, not his elbow dislocated. His arm broke. He didn't tap, and they just had to stop the fight because he was, like trying to high-five people behind him.
Jeez,
I mean, arm was
Louise.
like, it's hard. I can't get it out of my head.
Oh, my goodness.
And he didn't tap. He didn't even
didn't-
scream. He's just like, oh, my arm's
That's wild.
in the wrong spot.
Some people are out of their minds because I'm tapping. I'm
He's
living to
wild.
fight
Yeah,
another day.
no kidding.
Right?
Like,
I'm
no
living.
kidding.
I want to fight another day, man.
Yeah.
It's
30-year-old from Philadelphia has 9 submissions wins, 6 of them by rear naked choke. Jimmy Crute.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Crute. I'm fighting out at Resilience Training Centre in Melbourne, Australia, and I'm here to bash Anthony Smith.
He's just a sick. I mean, he's sick, right? He
He's
goes,
a
I'm here
unit.
to bash Anthony Smith and
Yeah.
starts to laugh. This dude's
know,
a
man.
sick. He's good, though.
205 and a half,
Hey,
the
this dude's
official
good,
weight
man, for a
for
young
Jimmy
guy.
Crute.
He is really, really good, and this is going to be one of those fights where he has to prove whether you're ready for the absolute top of the division or you need more time. And he has time. He's still very young, but he needs to get through Anthony Smith tomorrow night.
That's a tough test, though. Anthony
It's
Smith's
a
got,
very
this
difficult
is
fight.
51st pro fight.
It's incredible.
51st.
And he's young. He's like 32 years old.
I know.
He's like 32 years old.
50 fights at 32.
I have no
That's what we
idea.
do in the Midwest, DC.
Oh,
That's
come
what we do
on.
out there.
Yeah, Jimmy Crute, 8 years younger than Anthony Smith, was living in a van for a little while during the lockdown over there in Australia. And here is
Arichilong.
Archie Long, the Mongolian murderer.
That was a pretty good pronunciation, dude.
Yeah, Arichilong.
126, the official weight for the newcomer, Orichilang.
Yeah, this is his UFC debut. Now, this guy is an absolute savage. His coaches couldn't make it out here. He came out here with no coaches. He actually met my nephew, who was a training partner of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and he's gonna corner him in this fight. And my nephew said, "This guy is a savage."
Wow.
This
That's
guy is a
wild.
savage.
That is
Yeah.
a crazy
That
story,
is crazy.
He's won 10 of his last 11. Say his name for me again.
Arichilong.
Arichilong.
That is a great.
Ah, that was really good.
Here's the White Grant, right? The guy, he doesn't train with us anymore, but for a long time, the White Grant trained with me. He's got phenomenal power. He had developed this fantastic body shot. Now, I understand the UFC career has not been what the White has wanted it to be, but if there's anyone that can right the ship, that can have not only wins, but can win in spectacular fashion, it's the White Grant. The guy is phenomenal. He's got unbelievably
170
long arms.
pounds, the official
That
weight
is what
for
makes him
Dwight
so difficult.
Grant.
And he spent time sparring me, sparring Kane, even as a welterweight, and he just weighed in at 170 pounds. So
All right, next fighter
good
to the
see
scale.
the
You
White
can see him
back.
compete.
Hopefully he can get the ship going back in the right direction.
Another Contender Series alum, 2-2 in the UFC. Dwight Grant weighing in at 170 pounds. So making weight. Brendan Allen.
Yeah, Brendan Allen. I met him at Rufus Sport.
186, the official weight for Brendan Allen.
Yeah, I met him at Rufus Sport, and he's now training at Sanford MMA in South Florida. He's the former LFA middleweight champion, and he's got wins over Tom Breeze and Kevin Holland. He finished both of those guys. So Derek Brunson, Marvin Vettori couldn't finish Kevin Holland. This guy did. I think he's a bit underrated.
Yeah, he is. He's a fantastic young fighter, man. The guy from Louisiana also.
Southeastern
right?
Louisiana
Yeah,
University,
from
my
Louisiana
friend.
Also, I'm all up in there
I
raising
knew
the
you were
roof.
going to get there quickly.
Got that hot sauce.
Oh, that's my boy right there. That's my boy Tristan Connolly right there. He looking so thin. When I saw Tristan Connolly make his UFC debut,
146 pounds, the official weight for Tristan Connolly.
my boy Connolly weighed in at 146 pounds. I called his fight in Vancouver. He fought against Michelle Pajeda. And as the fight went long, Connolly just started to build and build and build. And then we ended up calling him Rudy by the end of the fight because he was just a guy that would not give up. And he ended up beating Michel Pereira. And not only did he beat Michel Pereira, we campaigned for Tristan Connolly to get not only fight of the night for himself, but Pereira's part, because Pereira missed weight. Pereira missed weight, danced for 10 minutes to get to the octagon, did a backflip off the cage. Connolly just stayed the course at a much heavier weight class, got the win, collected $100,000, and now we get to see him fight in his real weight class. So
That's
Tristan
25
Connolly,
pounds.
I mean, this dude,
out of his weight class.
yeah, he fought way up. He was tiny, bro.
Yeah.
He got
Fighting
both
against Pereira.
bonuses?
He got both bonuses for fight of the night.
Yeah, he deserved that.
Yeah, the Canadian on a 5-fight win streak. Here is Liang Na, Laura.
Let's see what Dragon Girl weighs. She changed her name, so it's a little bit more Americanized, makes a little bit more sense. Dragon Girl up here, and let me tell you something. She's making her UFC debut, but she is about to breathe fire into this division. She's 15-4, and as a strawweight, has an 87% finish rate. And I think she weighed in
115.5.
Did they say 115.5
Yeah,
or 116?
116.5,
116.5,
yeah.
So it looks like she missed by a little bit, guys.
Curtain coming out for Liang Na.
The box of shame, as we call it.
I've had to get behind the curtain a couple times. You know, a towel maybe came into play.
Let's not bring that up. Let's not bring that mess
We don't want to
up.
talk about that. Are we gonna, listen, I don't think
you've had to. Sometimes athletes have to get behind the curtain, or Liang Na has to lift her hands above.
Yeah, you know why they made those rules? You want to know why they made those rules?
Because of this guy over here?
Because certain people were,
I've never
kind of
touched
maybe
a towel.
cheating,
Don't do
leaning.
that. Don't, Laura. I will not let you assassinate my character.
So, hold on, wait a
and say that I
minute.
touched the towel.
So not only does he cheat, he lies too? Is that what this is? He lies?
I will
We are not
allow
blind,
you. I will
DC.
not.
Everyone has seen the footage.
116.
116, the official weight for
All right, so she
Liang
made
Na.
it. So she made it. I'm looking at you. You don't need to point your eyes.
Look at me. Sometimes your eyes lie to you. You should listen to your friends. And if I tell you I didn't cheat,
I'm friends with Tyler Minton. He was there.
oh my goodness, don't you? Oh,
I'm friends with your nutritionist.
Oh, you better be careful. You better be careful, Laura Sanko. Here, you're starting to take some dangerous ground.
I played 18 holes with this man yesterday.
Oh,
not only does he cheat, but he lies during the round.
oh
of golf.
my
It's
goodness. Hey.
gross.
Oh yeah, sure, Haley. You shot a 93 plus 15. 93. Haley, what did you shoot? A 93
Dan
plus
just goes,
15.
It's gross.
Dude's such a cheater, man. And he owes me $1,000. You owe me $1,000.
We shook on 100.
Pay my money,
Ask
Haley.
Gaethje.
Pay my money, $1,000.
So Liang Na, by the way, 6 wins by armbar.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't
nasty
see
ground
that
game.
very often, right? Ronda Rousey was the last
Yeah.
person that had like a signature move that she would go to every time and finish fights. So you would say, look for that armbar tomorrow when Liang Na fights.
Randy Brown.
How can you not love when Randy Brown is fighting? I mean, this guy, every single time he steps foot inside the octagon, he always brings such an entertaining fight. And this matchup with Cowboy Oliveira, I mean, this is a stacked card, so it's hard to say which fight is really going to be fight of the night. There are a lot of good candidates, but this is one of them for sure. I mean, this guy likes to throw down. He's got such a lanky striking style. He's so tall for that division. Let's hear the weight here. 171.
171, the official weight for Randy Brown.
So he's good to go. But look at the wingspan on this guy. I mean, he's tough to deal with. He's tough to deal with.
80-inch reach.
He's got some real long arms. But he's going to be forced to fight with Oliveira,
he is.
right? Oliveira is not going to allow you to fight him.
No. Oliveira is wild.
You know what's crazy?
Let's go back to sorry to cut you off, DC, a little bit earlier. Wrong True, who's fighting Cazula Vargas, stepped up.
You know, this dude right here is honestly one of the biggest fighters coming out of China. They are so excited about this young man. He's won 17 fights. He's only had one decision. Now, he's got some submissions, but this dude knocks people out. And he said, as he's gotten into the UFC, the training's been very specific. He feels like he's much stronger than before, and his wrestling's improving. He weighed 156 pounds. This young man here is truly one to watch.
And here's Rodrigo Cazula Vargas. Rong Tru's opponent, and he weighed in at 155. Dean, tell us a little bit about.
Yeah, he's an extremely aggressive southpaw. I mean, this guy throws punches and bunches. He's got an 18-second knockout, head kick knockout over Mike De La Torre. I mean, this guy is the truth. He's come from that Mexican pride, so you know he's coming to bang.
And he ain't gonna stand on the outside. So
no.
Rong Tru and him?
No, they're going at it.
Somebody's going.
It's a train wreck.
All right, back live, Dano Bakary. Shevchenko.
Let's see here.
See what
I want to hear what he weighs real quick.
he comes in at.
One
136, the official weight for Storm Dana Batgedi.
So on weight for Dana, and it's interesting because even though he comes from Mongolia, he trains at Jackson Wink, so he's getting great training stateside. He's got some submission wins, but his real bread and butter is his kickboxing. He's fought at lightweight, featherweight, obviously bantamweight, and flyweight. I mean, this guy literally any weight, any time, I'll take a fight, and he brings the fight to his opponents for sure.
Currently,
lot of
1-1 in the
times people say
UFC.
that.
Sorry, DC, go.
A lot of times people say that
Yeah.
they'll fight anywhere, anytime.
That's 4 weight classes.
This guy, 4 weight
Legit.
classes? Come on. Who does that?
He has a business law degree too.
He's a smart guy, too, huh?
Yeah. He's got options.
He has options. Sounds like he has plenty of options bouncing around. Is there anybody else who's bounced around that much in terms of 4 different divisions?
Did Kenny Florian do
Kenny
4?
Florian.
Yeah.
Kenny Florian might have fought for the belt in like 3 weight classes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kenny.
45, 55.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ken Flo.
Oh.
Sounds like we're gonna have round 2 of the draft coming up.
Laura's already winning.
Dean, I think you have the first pick in the second round. This is our UFC draft with the NFL draft coming up on Thursday. We're doing our own UFC draft. Round 2 now for Dean Thomas.
So I wanted to get Valentina Shevchenko. That's such a great pick. But since she's gone already, I'm going with Israel Adesanya at 185. This guy is a beast. He's head and shoulders above everybody else at 185, and I'm going with him as my next pick.
Oh, nice pick. Nice pick, Dean. I gotta tip my hat to you. Dan Helly, you want to go?
Pressure's on for me, huh? All right, guys, let me look at my draft board a little bit.
Say a name.
Come on.
Say a name, Dan.
Helly, this is why you prepare.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you, DC, what I've prepared for. I prepared to take the best light heavyweight out there right now, the champ Juan Blachowicz.
Yes.
Because there is a huge gap in that division.
Not as big as you think.
You making this too easy.
He's out of his
we
mind.
making this too easy.
Somebody play my music.
Too
Somebody
easy.
play my music. Somebody play my music.
You know it's good when everyone laughs at your
Somebody play my music.
There's no respect here. There's no respect here, and I feel it.
Somebody play my music. The disrespect in this building.
You gotta get the
is crazy.
chimes.
Hey, that's all right.
Somebody
You won't even
play
talk
my
until there's
music.
chimes.
So I'm not going until somebody plays my music.
Ding, ding, ding.
There we go. And hey, I cannot believe the disrespect, but with my second pick in the draft, I am going with the reigning, defending welterweight champion of the world, Kamaru Usman. How in the world can we be? This is a guy that has broken George St. Pierre's record for consecutive wins in the welterweight division, and he's still on the board at number 7. Are you kidding me? Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian nightmare. Come and join Team DC. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I give you that. I give you that.
Right here,
man. Travis.
All right. Now, you got to understand something here, okay? There is strategy involved in this because you got to think about the depth of the division. So this might sound weird, but I'm going with Jessica Andraj.
Oh my goodness.
You're making it too easy.
Somebody think Laura.
Okay, talk to me. Listen, talk to me round 11. Talk to me round 11 when you've got the pickings of the flyweight division.
Somebody take Laura's draft board. This is crazy.
I like it.
Tell me who else is in that division. Let me know. After Valentina and Jessica, let me know about who else you want to have as a women's flyweight.
Oh, boy.
I'm ready.
Oh, man.
All right, let's
They're
take,
not trying.
Let's take a closer look at a man who will be fighting on Saturday night to retain his title. And DC's pick, Camaro Usman.
Gilbert Burns believes he has the style to beat Usman. Many have come before him. No one has gotten the job done. Kamaru Usman with a victory tonight gets the longest win streak in welterweight history.
I've been dominant every step of the way, but now I want to dominate and get those finishes.
Oh!
Massive
Big
right from
hand by
Usman.
the champion.
Oh, another
he's
big
hurt.
right from Usman.
Oh!
We saw him hurt Colby Covington with this same
My
punch.
goodness.
Oh, he's hurt bad.
Oh! Huge right from Usman. This could be the beginning of the end.
That's it. That's it.
It's over. It's over.
And that will do it. And still the best welterweight in the world. What? Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name. And there is a new record holder for the longest winning streak in UFC welterweight history, Kamaru Usman.
Wow. That was a championship level performance by a man that should get his respect in Camaro Usman.
Man, what a monster. Incredible. There's levels to this game, and man, Kamaru's level is higher than we even thought of before. Well, how do you beat that?
This is my cage. So when you step into my cage, we have to go to work. Now, everybody else, y'all need to put some respect on my name. I am the welterweight champ for a reason. I'm here to stay. You know, we got this little street thug calling himself Jesus. He thinking he's Jesus. The only reason this man took the fight is because it was on 6 days' notice, and he had a built-in excuse. Guess what? It's not done. I'll give you a whole training camp. I guarantee you, you won't sign on that dotted line, because this time, I'm gonna finish your ass.
Usman's next title defense will be a rematch with Jorge Masvidal on April 24th. Because although the champ seized victory in the first contest, it lacked the definitive closure that Usman requires in order to move on.
Masvidal had a built-in excuse. Oh, I took the fight on 6 days' notice, so I wasn't able to showcase what I wanted to showcase. Had he had a longer camp, things would have went much different. And that didn't sit well with me.
It's tough to, get a win, and then all of a sudden everyone's making an excuse. Immediately, I was going into that fight with a broken nose.
Who broke your nose? Was that me?
Yeah.
That's not good.
One of us had a built-in excuse. Oh, he took the fight on 6 days' notice, but so did I.
His best chance was short notice. He's now. The more time you have to plan for him, the better. If you manned up to take this one again, I'll give him that. But, yeah, it's going to be ugly.
This time, giving him a full camp, and I'll go in there and I'll put the nail in the coffin.
All right, just a quick update on the weigh-ins. Kevin Natividad, who is taking on Dano Bakari, weighed in at 135.5 just a few minutes ago. In terms of Usman, pretty happy that you got him on your squad, huh?
Absolutely, man. I think the world of Kamaru Usman. I mean, when you look at a guy that is defending the belt in the way that he has, in any time you are listed above George St. Pierre in anything, it tells how special you are. This young man has tremendous wrestling. He has fantastic cardio, which is something that he isn't given enough credit for. He has a phenomenal chin. He has not been hurt by anyone in his career in the UFC. He has just dominated, and it only showing in the Gilbert Burns fight that he's getting better. And for as good as Colby Covington is, he got stopped by Kamaru Usman late in the fight. When it came down to a battle of wills, and I like Covington, Usman was able to dig deep enough to get the victory and a finish over Covington. That's how good Kamaru Usman is, D.
Oh, I know how good he is. I've been studying him since the Tough days, since he was on Tough 21. I've been studying him, and I've come up short every time I've had an opponent fight him. I mean, he's so smart. He's so intelligent. He uses all his gifts to his advantage. He's so good in the clinch. And he has this weird way of kind of like slowly lulling you to sleep. He just kind of snake charms you here, and then bow. I mean, he's an amazing fighter.
It's weird, right, Laura? Because it seems like his hands are slow, but they always land.
Oh, that jab, though. I mean, you can't call that jab slow.
It looks like it's slow. It's like
one of the best in the world, and I truly feel like the long path that he had to get to this belt has benefited him. I mean, he's got a longer win streak than George St. Pierre had, just fewer title defenses. I mean, you almost have to look at that and say, if he had had the title opportunity sooner, would he have 6, 7, 8 defenses? It's quite possible. And I remember early in his career, he did this interview with me and he made that 30% comment. Remember that 30% comment he got so much crap about because people took it as like, oh, he wasn't trying very hard, he's being cocky. He meant it. He's like, no, I was functioning at 30% because I came into that fight with some injuries and dealing with some stuff. Kamaru Usman at 100% is a nightmare, quite literally a nightmare for anybody in that division.
Nobody wanted to fight him. Nobody. That's why. That's why nobody wanted to fight Kamaru Usman. But now they have to. The best guys have to fight him today because he's the champion and they have to go through him. But that's why the best guys are getting beat by Kamaru Usman. They knew before how dangerous he was, and if they would have fought him as a contender, they would get beat. Now they have to fight him as the champion, and they're getting beat. It's insane how good this guy is.
And now training with Trevor Whitman in Denver, this is certainly something that seemingly has gone pretty well for him.
Yeah, because Trevor Whitman is the interesting component here, because if there's any disadvantage that Usman has in this fight is striking. But Trevor Whitman is a striking coach. So that any disadvantage he has, he's going to be able to nullify that through the coachings of Trevor Whitman. So I think that that's a good move for him, going out to Denver, having a smaller camp, having a little bit more tension on him, having a little bit of more isolation on him. Yeah, I think Usman has got, I mean, the sky's still the limit for him because he's still getting better.
When you can be in a camp like that where you get almost all of the attention, or most of the attention at least, it's a completely different ballgame. So he spent all these years under Henry Hoof with the Dutch kickboxing style, the wham, wham, wham low kick. And then you go out with Trevor Whitman and you learn the boxing footwork. You learn how to cut those angles and be a little bit more finesse. So he's got the power shots from the Dutch kickboxing, all the time he put in at Stanford MMA, and now he's got the finesse on top of it, and he's got Justin Gaethje as a training partner.
And yesterday I golfed with Justin Gaethje, and he is so confident in Usman's ability to win the fight. But we speak of this small camp that the focus is on you, but think, Rose Namajunas out of that camp is also fighting for a championship. Justin Gaethje out of that camp was just the interim champion, fought Khabib Nurmagomedov for the belt. So Trevor Whitman has really kind of figured something out. And let me tell you the key word that these guys used in regards to Usman, especially in the Burns fight: timing. Where I say the jab is a bit slow, they said, no, it's all timed. So he's not trying to throw everything fast. He's just trying to find the right time to put the punch on you. So not only is it landing, it's landing with so much impact. He hit Gilbert Burns with some big shots, right? But he dropped him with a jab to finish the fight. And that's because Usman has now developed a southpaw jab. So when he's jabbing you, he's hitting you with his power hand, and it's really starting to knock you off balance. So it's all about the timing of those punches. So Dean, he's not a boxer with his shoulders down going bang, 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 and just touch you with the jab. Usman's like this, and he's going boom, and he's turning the jab over, and he's really trying to set you down when he lands that front jab.
Yeah, and he's got a long reach too, like a deceptively long reach where he just has the luxury of being able to stay on the outside and just touch you at will.
Sekulic stepping up on the scale. Stefan Sekulic. Dean, this is a guy that's looked very impressive at times.
Yeah, I mean,
171 the official weight for
This is his first
Stefan
fight back
Sekulic.
in 2 years. He's got a record of 12-3. And he's got a black belt in Serbian luta livre, which is like,
wrestling.
Yeah, well, that was kind of, it was kind of the rival to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu back in the day. But he's got a black belt in Serbian luta livre. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him fight. Like I said, this is his first fight in 2 years, so he's got, I think he's got a lot to offer.
When you said that, like luta libre, and I thought Red gave me a chill, like, ooh, a different kind of wrestling.
Everything sounds like wrestling to you.
A different kind of wrestling, like, ooh, I didn't even know about that. Serbian wrestling? Yeah. I want to learn that. I love wrestling.
Have you ever done that sand wrestling?
Oh, you talking about beach wrestling?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I never did. I'm not very, like, aesthetically pleasing with my shirt off. So I don't want to go on the beach when I don't have to, you know what I'm saying?
We want to keep you.
DC,
we're going to throw you back in the water if you do
keep
that.
your shirt on, DC. Scare people.
He may be a cheater, but he is very self-aware. You can see that. There's no doubt about that. All right, here's the look at who's weighed in so far. All of these folks on the main card, obviously, and title tilts. Everybody is in there. Just 3 left to weigh in. Hall, Smith, and Weidman on the main card. And all the other fighters have made weight. In the prelims, everybody's made weight so far. So that's good news. And then the early prelims. Take a look at who's weighed in. Everybody has weighed in. So we're just waiting on 3 guys now. Did I read that correctly?
Yeah, everybody. It seems like everybody's made weight except for Anthony Smith, Chris Weidman, and Uriah Hall.
That's good news.
Wait, we didn't see Alex Oliveira, did we?
Oh, we didn't? Oh.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. We're back at it.
Draft time?
Dean Thomas.
Dean Thomas, round 3.
Okay. I am going with Davison Figueiredo at 125. The reason why I'm going with him is this guy's got a record of 20-1. I think he's the new sensation at that weight class. He had a tough fight against Brandon Moreno, but I think that was just, he had maybe some weight cut issues. But I think he comes out, starches him next time, and he is my next pick.
All right.
That's a good pick, Dean. That's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
I mean, I think you guys are just picking champions, so that's ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Why is it so ridiculous?
Are you going to pick another champion?
Yeah, I am. I mean, isn't the goal to be a champion, to have a team of champions?
Don't listen to a thing he says.
I mean, who are you going to pick, man?
Alexander Volkanovski.
Oh, he did it again.
I did it again. The 3rd-ranked pound-for-pound fighter. And I think my team is stacked.
I mean, Alexander Volkanovski is an absolute stud. But when you got a guy like Max Holloway still in the weight class, how do you differentiate between the two? Not the best.
I'll tell you how. One has a belt and one doesn't right now.
2 super close fights, though. It's that close.
Yeah, who are you
My next pick, though, as much as I want to do this, I think you got to go down to 135 pounds and not pick the champion. You got to pick the former champion in Petr Yan. Petr Yan is the man at bantamweight. We love Aljo. We've had him on the show. But Petr Yan's the pick for me in the 3rd round. Petr Yan, the former bantamweight champion at 135, is going to be who I'm taking.
All right.
It's not a bad pick.
That's a great pick.
That's a good pick.
That's a great pick.
All right. Now listen, women's strawweight, okay? She may not be a dominant champion yet, but I think she has everything it takes to be that dominant champion. We just saw her weigh in. She's an absolute unit, as the Aussies would say. I'm going Zhong Wei Lee.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Usman, Yan.
Keeping track and do we have the board? Do we have the picks so far? Here's Dean Thomas' draft board.
Amanda Nunes, Israel Adesanya, Davison Figueiredo. Man,
Oh, man. Only the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world and then 2 champs. I don't know. Pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad. Let's see mine. Come on. Load it up. The best team to this point is coming up here in a second. Because I know I've put together a real strong draft. I mean, I feel
they don't even want to see it. They don't want to throw it up there.
There it is. Shevchenko, Usman, and Petr Yan. I mean, come on. That's the stacked team right there.
Well, later on, maybe we can make some trades.
Okay.
I kind of want to get Usman.
Okay.
Where's Lorsenko's draft board? There it is.
We already know that the judge said the #1 pick was Francis.
Well, this is so crazy.
Which I got. Jessica Andraj, potentially a 2-division champion. Zhong Wei Lee. Listen, when it comes back around and you guys are picking women's flyweights and you're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, be careful, be careful, be careful. You're going to make somebody mad. Be careful. You
got me thinking now.
Fighters are very sensitive. Be very careful.
A 4th-round lightweight pick, that's easy.
It is, Laura. It is.
Okay.
Should we continue?
I mean, we can.
Should we get another round in?
You know what? Let's let everybody kind of marinate in what we've done so far, and then take a look at Jorge Masvidal.
Usman saying that I had a built-in excuse. It's whatever he wants to say. We're gonna fight, right?
Ready. Front headlock, right where we started.
All that crap you're saying, nobody believed you before the fight. Definitely nobody's believing you now, because when you had the chance, you had a 6-day meet that obviously wasn't in that type of shape. All you chose to do was a stalemate. There's no way in hell somebody that takes a fight with me on 6-day notice, I'm gonna let him walk out of there conscious.
Get a partner that'll push you.
People just don't understand the importance of a fight camp. Going into a 5-round title fight, I mean, you have to be in the best shape of your life. And it was really just a conditioning issue in that fight. It was not skill, that's for sure.
Last go.
I learned a lot in that fight. I learned the ceiling and this floor. He doesn't know my ceiling. He knows what I'm kind of like. We're gonna find out. Let's go, you know? That's all I got to say is let's go, man. Come on.
I definitely learned things in the first fight that'll help me in the rematch. The first thing being, he hits not hard at all. He's one of the softest hitters I've ever been in front of, period.
Squeeze that hook. Yep.
God didn't bless him with that manliness, you know, where he could hurt another man with his fist, and it must suck to live that life. The game in both of us, mine's way better. In game, I mean the ability to fight through pain and fatigue. This guy is not a mean person.
These guys, they see me and, you know, I'm a nice guy, I'm quiet, I don't talk unless I have to talk. I don't sell You know, I mean what I say and I say what I mean. And guys don't realize that until they step inside that octagon with me. Kamaru! I am the undisputed champion of the world. And so I have to go out there and let him know that, hey, there's levels to this, and you're just not on my level.
On April 24th in Jacksonville, Florida, Usman and Masvidal enter primed and ready to determine once and for all who's truly the greatest at 170 pounds.
I'm gonna break Usman. I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna test his will from the very first second to the very last second.
This dude is embracing the bad guy. Love me, hate me, watch me perform.
There's some bad out there and you don't want to wake him up.
I'm gonna take his ass out.
Will there be a baptism? Will Masvidal break through?
Out cold! Any one of these fools can get it. Any one of them. But he keeps running his mouth. If he's gonna talk, step in here and see me.
But at the end of the day, this man's the champion for a reason.
To defend his title. Kamaru's been there, done that, and he's unfazed.
You're a champion because you're jab. It's because you're jab, baby.
And
That's
still, taking what from who? Put some respect on my name.
April 24th is gonna be and still welterweight champion of the world.
This is it. This is for all the marbles.
You guys said we didn't have to let it.
All right, we are set to rejoin the weigh-ins. Former middleweight champ Chris Weidman set to step up to the scale in just a moment, and here he is.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Chris Weidman. I am from Baldwin, New York. I am a Serra-Longo guy. If you can't tell by my accent, I am now residing in Fort Mill, South Carolina. And Daniel Cormier, step up your game and let's play some Madden. You suck.
Hey, Weidman's been running for me for Madden for the last 3-4 years. So all he does is run and talk trash. And like he said, his accent has changed now. He's from South Carolina. He's lost the New York accent completely.
What does a Long Island / South Carolinian accent sound like?
Weidman's a man.
Yeah. All right, here's Uriah Hall stepping up, Dean.
Yeah, he's one of the most devastating strikers you're going to ever see in the UFC. His spin kick is absolutely destructive. And I've always thought maybe he had some mental issues, but since he moved to Fortis MMA in Dallas, I mean, that has been a game changer for him. I mean,
it looks like he looks like he's disappointed. Oh, he's 185.
185 pounds, the
way he
official
was shaking
weight
his head
for
looked like he was having some
Uriah
issues, huh?
Hall.
I was scared.
That's focus right there.
Yeah, he's very focused. He's got the weight on championship weight, not 186. And for Uriah Hall, for the first time in his career, he's starting to make his way towards the title fight.
Yeah.
Guys, we have one of the all-time greats with us now, George St. Pierre. George, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Well, let me ask you about the Main event we have coming up on Saturday night in a division that you ruled for so long. How do you see Usman and Masvidal playing out?
Well, it's going to be a hell of a fight. You know, as a fan, you know, I cannot ask for a better matchup, you know. On one side, you have one fighter as like Usman, who's very well-rounded. He's not the best at anything, but he's very good at everything. And on the other side, you have Masvidal, who's a very durable fighter, and he can knock you out in a split second. You know what I mean? So it's a very interesting matchup. We'll see how it's going to play out.
Well, you are the best at everything for seemingly forever, and now you have been trying your hand at acting for quite some time now, a new Disney Plus series. Have you been able to take anything from fighting that helps you with the acting game?
Well, I was acting pretty much all my life, you know, in fighting. You know, every time I was walking towards the octagon to fight, I was very scared, terrified. I was extremely uncomfortable. But you put on a mask and you try to look like you're excited and you can't wait to be there. You're a little bit on a cruise control. I'm sure all these guys, they do the same thing. They're all extremely nervous and scared. But when you fight, you can't show your hand. It's like when you play card, you know. You have to go out there and then put it all on the line and go do it with confidence. And confidence is a choice of mine.
George, you are the absolute king of rematches, avenged every loss that you ever had in the UFC. Jorge's coming into a very tough fight, a rematch for him. What is your advice on the mentality that you have to bring to these rematches?
Well, last time, apparently, he took the fight on 6 days' notice, and he did very well. You know, he stuffed a lot of Kamaru Usman takedown. I think, if I remember well, he won the first round. And now he's going to be better prepared for this. So this physical condition will be much better. On the other hand, Usman got all the tools. He's a very complete fighter. You know, he's not a specialist. I mean, his specialty is mostly wrestling, but I mean, he's very good everywhere. So Usman, the way I see it, has a chance to lead the fight wherever he wanted to be. On the other hand, Masvidal has a chance to surprise everybody. He has that knockout power and that precision that he can end the fight at any given time. So it's a great matchup.
Listen, you had some of the best wrestling in the division at the time. Jorge is going in there against the best wrestler of the division right now. If you were cornering Jorge Masvidal, what would your corner advice be to him?
Well, now he's got a great physical condition. I think he needs to put pressure. I think Jorge needs to make sure he puts pressure on Camaro Usman, you know, and he needs to do that and right off the bat. On the other hand, Usman cannot only go out there and pretend and show his hand, show his game right in the beginning and try to go for a takedown right off the bat. I think he needs to hide it a little bit. He will need at some point to exchange with Jorge Masvidal, and I believe that's where it's dangerous for him. But he needs to do it. It's a must in order to bring the fight where he's at his best, which is on the ground, or Jorge Masvidal is with his back against the fence.
George, now that you're retired, you know, I'm in the same situation. How much time are you spending in the gym helping the new guys training up in Canada right now? Because your name keeps getting brought up in the fighter meetings, and they're telling us how important you are to the journey that these young fighters are on.
Well, unfortunately, now everything is closed in Canada because of COVID. So, but when it was open, and I'm still hanging out with them, you know, a lot of time when I travel, I go in the gyms. I have pretty much the same training that I used to have when I was training full-time as a professional mixed martial art competitor, to tell you the truth. I love training. I love the science of it. And I'm a martial artist. I train because for me it's also a therapy. I love to feel confidence. I love what martial art brings me, the fitness and everything. And you know what I mean? I will never stop. You know, I will until I die. You know, I will keep doing this until I die. So I like to train with the young guys. It keeps me on edge. For sure, at one point, I'll feel that my physicality will start to diminish, but my knowledge will always increase. That's a beautiful thing about martial art. You can cheat in a way with knowledge and efficiency, even though your physicality is going down a little bit.
Khabib says the same thing in terms of his training. But, George, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this thing. Let's get to the poutine of the situation. Captain America or the Falcon? Who's the better fighter? And I'm wondering, how in the world, George, are you making these guys look so good in terms of combat in these fight scenes? Because it has been fantastic. But for me, I want to know, who's the better fighter? Is it Cap or is it the Falcon?
I'm going to tell you the truth. Cap they're different. Cap has a crazy serum that makes him so strong and it boosts his endurance. However, the Falcon has many gadgets, and now he has the shield, and he can fly on top of that, but he does not have the strength and endurance. So my character, Batroc, has got much better as a fighter. You see him his last time he fought Falcon, he performed a double leg takedown slams, which is something he would not have done against Cap. So I'm not sure. I don't know who's the best, but I know my character has evolved, and he's better than he was before. So watch out for the next showdown.
My man.
George, you ruled the welterweight division for years, and it was obviously a different time back then. What are some of the biggest differences that you know from back then to when you ruled to what it is today?
Well, I'm going to say it like it is, and as painful it could be for a fighter, because we all work towards a goal. We want to have legacy. But like any other sport, we have to admit that the performance got better over time. And if you don't believe me, because fighting, it's a very subjective thing, you have to look at sport that where you can measure the performance. For example, 100-meter Olympic liftings, you can measure, and you see with time, the record are always beaten. The athlete, the athlete not necessarily get better, but because the technology, the knowledge is better, the performance get better. And it's the same thing in mixed martial art. I believe fighters of today are better than the one of yesterday, and the fighter of tomorrow, as good as the fighter of today are, the fighters of tomorrow generally will be better than the fighters of today. And this is due to knowledge, technology, stuff that we didn't have. Like Einstein saying, we stand on shoulders of giants, because all the mistakes that the previous generation have made, this one does not have to do the same mistake, because that knowledge has been passed down to them.
Now, the welterweight division has always been one of the most competitive and great divisions of the UFC. And so we always talk about the Mount Rushmore of welterweights. Who would be on your Mount Rushmore?
On the welterweight, well, I got to put Royce Gracie there. Royce Gracie is the #1 guy because he was in all divisions. I consider a welterweight and heavyweight and everything. I would have to put also Matt Hughes. I think BJ Penn was there too, and also you have Kamaru Usman now, who's without a doubt the top guy right now.
George, finally, before we let you go, we're doing a UFC draft. All the fighters on the current roster are in the pool. If you are putting together a UFC team, female fighters, male fighters, the whole current roster, nobody who's retired, they have to be active. Give me your first pick and your second pick.
Wow, it's I would say Amanda Nunes has to be #1 in a way, and Khabib Nurmagomedov. But Khabib is he retired? Or he said he is, but they still put him in as champion right now. So I'm gonna have to put him there as him and Nunes. You know, like they're both #1 right now, I would say.
George, I gotta just say this before we let you go. Everybody was pining for you to come back, but with that Hollywood hair that you now have, there's no more fighting. George St. Pierre, that hair says Hollywood. That hair says actor. I know this dude's retired.
That's
dude's
the elephant
retired,
in the
right?
room. I was going to say something about that too.
Dude's retired, man.
He's retired.
George, with that beautiful head of hair you got now.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I was doing the French commentator when Khabib fought Justin Gaethje. And I didn't know, like, I was like everybody else. I had butterfly at the end because I was like, man, because they had big rumors going on that he was going to call me out, and I didn't know if it was true. And I was like, man, what am I going to do? Am I going to come back for this one? And when he retired, I guess you know, like there's this line, I think it's in Godfather of Al Pacino, says, when I thought I was done, they brought me right back in. You know what I mean? So that's how I felt. But now I'm glad everything is done, and you know what I mean? It's all good, you know?
Oh, man, you are so fun to talk to. We could do this forever, George. Obviously a Hall of Famer now. Your official induction going to be happening this summer, so congratulations on that. I know we're all looking forward to seeing it, and thank you so much for your time, George. Enjoy the fights this Saturday.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a great card, and yeah, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for having me on the show.
Perhaps the greatest of all time, George St. Pierre. That was so fun. I'm glad you brought up the hair. I was going to bring that up, but only you can do it like DC can. Here's Anthony Lionheart Smith. You know this man very well, weighing in just a few moments ago.
206 pounds, the official weight.
Yeah, no question
for Anthony
that he was going to make weight there. Made it no problem. Last night I was actually watching him, you know, work out, break a sweat. I'm tight with him in his camp. He comes down and trains at Glory quite a bit, and he was basically on weight last night, guys.
Oh, and we are joined now by Chris Weidman. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining us, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you having me.
So you're
getting a nice skinny Weidman.
Yeah, very skinny Weidman. This rematch you have with Uriah Hall, kind of 10 years in the making. Obviously, a lot different with both of you guys. But what do you think the biggest difference is since the last time you met over a decade ago on the regional scene?
Well, I think both of us have got more experience, and pretty much, you know, I think we both got better everywhere. I still think I have a drastic. I think there's a drastic level difference between us when it comes to grappling, and on the feet. Last time we fought, that's where he's most dangerous, but I was able to knock him out. I think we're both dangerous on the feet, but I just have the ground stuff completely to me.
Chris, speaking to you yesterday, I noticed your New York accent was gone. I didn't want to mention it. I'm glad that you brought it up. You sound like you've been in South Carolina your entire life. I mean, you sound like a South Carolina guy.
I'm going to try to do my Southern accent from now on, so you know I'm from South Carolina.
It's gotten better.
I'm not from around these parts.
Oh, God.
Chris, watching you get back to you in the last fight, able to secure the takedowns and grind out a victory, how good did it feel to get back on the right track, but also get some momentum and then get in a familiar opponent afterwards to try to build on that momentum?
Yeah, that was it was a tough, gritty win against a really really tough Dagestanian grappler, Omari Akhmedov, very underrated guy. And so coming out of that fight, you know, honestly I was real tired in that fight, so I made sure coming into my next camp, I was going to be in great shape. And so literally since August, I haven't stopped training and working out. And I haven't done that since before my Lyoto Machida fight back in 2014. So it's been a while since I've been in the gym this long and put the effort in like I've been putting in, and I'm excited for it to pay off.
Now, obviously, moving from New York to South Carolina, that had to have an impact on your training, not having access to Ray Longo on the daily basis. What's some of the biggest factors that you may experience not having that type of access to Ray?
Yeah, I mean, it sucked not having Ray every single day. I mean, I felt like I was in New York a lot in the beginning, and then towards the end, I stayed down in South Carolina, but I was in touch with Ray. And, you know, he's instilled so much into me in that I feel like he's with me no matter what, you know. And one of the things I got to gain going out to South Carolina was a bunch of great workout partners, you know. So I have tons of guys my weight. The Serra-Longo squad were one of the best teams in the world, but we really don't have that many big guys. So it was good to kind of come out to some uncomfortable environments and get to test my skills against other big guys, and I really feel like I've grown a lot over the last 8 months.
Chris, even though your knockout over Uriah was 10 years ago, that's a feeling that never leaves you, possibly never leaves Uriah. Do you feel like that gives you that added confidence coming into this fight and might even be, you know, playing into his mind a little bit as well?
Yeah, I'm not really, you know, I'm not thinking about that or you know, going into the fight thinking I'm in his head with that, but it's not playing a factor for me, but if anything, it's probably, you know, it could be playing a factor for him only because it was his first loss ever. We were both undefeated. It was a huge fight, and then he got knocked out. It was the first time he got, you know, beat by a knockout. So I feel like that tends to stay with you for a while. But he's had a great career since. So it's awesome that we get to see each other, you know, almost 11 years later. You know, still world-class guys.
And there have been comparisons of style between Uriah Hall and Anderson Silva. And of course, you were the one to go out there and beat Anderson Silva, not once, but twice. Having that feeling, that knowledge in your back pocket, you know, when you go to face Uriah Hall a second time, I got to believe you're going out there, okay, he's not Anderson Silva. We can do this again.
Yeah, Uriah Hall, Anderson Silva, and also Adesanya. They're all very much alike. They're crafty strikers, very dynamic. But they aren't the strongest when it comes to grappling. And I think because I have a long range and I am dangerous in my hands as well, and I could take it to the ground and end it there as well. I bring a facet to this game that really I don't think anybody in the middleweight division brings. So I think I'm a really bad matchup for guys like this.
Chris Weidman, you challenged me to Madden, but you got to go through a game first. So here's the game, Chris Weidman. You played effectively. Maybe I'll see you on the sticks.
Volante.
Maybe I'll see you on the sticks if you show me that you play this one right. So here's the game. You got to fight one person. You're going to ghost one person. I don't want to be bothered with them. Don't call me. Don't text me. Do not hit my line. And then you have to quarantine with a person. A person that is always with you. Someone that you cannot get rid of, and you have to stay with them all times. So here are the people. Anderson Silva, the guy you knocked out to become middleweight champion. Israel Adesanya, the current middleweight champion. And third, and most important, your best friend, my best friend, Luke Skylar Rockhold. So which of these three are you going to fight? Who are you going to ghost? And who are you going to quarantine with?
Oh, man. I'm going to ghost Luke Rockhold.
Oh, he's done.
Sorry, Corn, man. I'm going to let him hang out with you. I'm going to quarantine with Anderson Silva. We could cuddle and battle, you know, for the rest of our lives. I'll be good with that. And I'm going to fight Israel Adesanya.
You're going to fight Izzy. So you're going to fight Izzy. You're ghosting Luke Rockhold, which happens to
Luke Rockhold,
hey, which happens to Luke quite often, surprisingly. And you're going to quarantine.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're going to quarantine.
I don't know why. I just. Yeah, I'm just going to be cuddling with Anderson. I got no problem.
Not just quarantine, cuddle, DC.
I mean, he's going to quarantine and cuddle.
Spooning.
And Chris, guess what? Those three answers get you a title fight, a championship match against the champion. I'm going to see you on the sticks next week, Weidman.
Oh, let's go. Let's go, Cormier. Bring your A game. Get your Saints ready.
My man, Chris, thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
All right, brother. Take care, guys. Thank you very much.
Hey, you better hold up your end of the bargain and actually play him in Madden, by the way.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Fourth round of the draft coming up. You can hear the music right now. Dean.
My next pick, all the way from your hometown, Louisiana, Dustin Poirier. This guy has beaten more top 10 guys than anybody. I'm surprised he didn't go a little bit higher, but I know some people here can't really make them good picks. So I'm taking Dustin Poirier.
That is a fantastic pick, Dean.
That's a good pick.
I love the diamond. He fights Thug Jitsu, too.
Yes, he does.
Thug Jitsu.
Yes, he does. Thug Jitsu in the house.
Shout out Eve Edwards.
All right, I'm gonna go with somebody that we're gonna see on the card on Saturday.
Let's go, Dan Helly.
Thug Rose.
Oh,
former strawweight champ, 28 years old.
That's a pick.
She finally got that win over Jessica Andraj after losing the strawweight title to her in 2019. Love her fighting style, and I think in her first chance to become a two-time champ, she becomes a two-time champ.
Oh, yeah. You know what time it is, though? You know what time it is? First off, I don't know if Camaro Usman can hear me. He's about to come up. But Kamaru Usman, we're doing a draft, and guess whose squad you're on? The boy DC. I would never let my boy Usman sit on the board. But in this round, it's time to choo-choo, hop aboard the Blessed Express as I take Max Holloway, because if you got 1A with Alexander Volkanovski, or 1A, I've got 1B with the Blessed era, Max Holloway, who just landed 500 punches in his last fight. So let's go, Max. Let's go, Holloway.
Listen, that is a fantastic pick. These are all fantastic picks, okay? But let's talk about my man, Robert Whittaker. Okay? Robert Whittaker went out there the other weekend and reminded everybody exactly what he is capable of doing. And I fully expect him to give Izzy a completely different type of fight, man. I think Robert Whittaker has all it takes to be champion at some point very soon.
And we are now joined by the welterweight champ, Kamaru Usman. Kamaru, thanks for joining us, man. We really appreciate it on weigh-in day.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure.
You're always so measured and in control, and I'm just wondering, for a fighter like you, how much of a difference does it make to have fans in the arena?
It's really not that much of a difference. You know, I grew up competing in gyms, you know, an hour after 9 a.m. or, 7 a.m. weigh-ins, and competing in an empty gym, and I still had to go out there and get the job done. So fans or no fans, I've proven that I can do it either way. And, I look to go out there tomorrow night and prove it once again.
Now, obviously, you dominated him in the first fight, and you know he's going to make some adjustments. How difficult is it for you to anticipate those adjustments that he's got to make? How difficult is that for you to make adjustments to?
It's not that much. At the end of the day, I have to go out there and I do what I do. That's what sets us apart. I'm a champion for a reason, and I always account for variable change. So whatever he wants to do, it is what it is. I just have to go out there, adapt, and do what champions do, and that's dominate in spectacular fashion.
Kamaru, it seems like for so much of your career, you have been working so hard to earn the respect, not just of fans, of media, but of the fighters as well. How much is this fight about respect? Because Jorge is not the guy that you had to fight. As you said in the press conference, you chose him.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not about earning the respect of the fans or the media. I don't really care about that. What I care about is the hard work that I put in. I want that to go out there and show. And that's the reason why I picked this guy, because I wasn't necessarily satisfied with the result and the way that I felt, the result in myself, how I felt at the end of that first fight. I don't feel like I got my fix, my competitive fix, and which is why I chose this fight again. So it's not necessarily about him or what he thinks. At the end of the day, I know what I'm capable of. As long as I get that check at the end of the night and I go home to my daughter, that's all I care about.
Usman, I saw you on the cover of ESPN magazine. You got the scarf on. But tell me, did you have to give him the lick and squint? The lick and... Usman, did you give him the... Did you give him the lick and squint? That's my boy.
Even dehydrated.
Usman.
Even dehydrated.
Usman, how many times did we have to give him the lick and split for ESPN magazine? The lick and squint for the magazine.
They had to tell me a couple times, sir, just give us, just look at us regular, just give us a regular look. And, I'm just like, oh, y'all don't want the extra, the special?
Usman. It's too sexy. It's like too sexy.
Yeah. It was too much for them. It was too much. I had to dial it back for that shot.
Listen, Rashad said something about the magazine yesterday, and I thought it was so deep, man. He said for years you were called Marty because you needed to fit in. He said it seems like he's watched you grow into your name, Kamaru Usman, and wear it with pride. Do you feel like that was all part of the journey, man? Because that really did touch me deep, because even me on the Olympic thing, I called you by that name. But then when you told me you wanted to be called by your grown name, I accepted that as a man. Do you feel like that's all been a part of the journey? Because a lot of people don't understand what he meant, but that is such a deep thought by Rashad Evans, a guy that's seen you go through everything. And listen, we love wrestling. but it is about fitting in that box at times. Do you feel like you've grown into Kamaru Usman?
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's a remarkable statement by Rashad, because that's very, very true. It's very, very accurate. You know, in the wrestling world, I just came in, and here I am doing something that I've never done or never seen before. And the coach is like, oh, I can't pronounce that. I'm not going to say your name. I'm going to call you this. And I'm like, all right, I just want to fit in. I want to be here. And the better that I got, the more and more I started to progress up that ladder. You know, the name started to reign a lot more, to where it spills over to college, and the name continues to reign to where now I'm excelling to the heights. And of course that name is going to reign, which is why Ben Askren brought that up. I mean, if you think about us, Ben Askren wrestled before I wrestled. And, you know, he had his accolades and was already gone. But he started hearing the name of this kid, this Marty from Nebraska. He started hearing that. That's a dude from Nebraska that's killing dudes, that's tearing dudes up on the wrestling mat. To where now, in the MMA world, it's time for me to be known by my actual name, because I'm not wrestling anymore. I'm not trying to fit into that world. I'm standing tall, and I'm standing alone as the undisputed champion of the world, and that is Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare.
Now, Marty, we've seen so many champions sort of fall to the pressure of actually being the champion and not be able to maintain that. You seem to have done a really good job of maintaining your composure, keeping your same work ethic. What do you attribute that level of mentality to?
Well, you mean Kamaru, not Marty. Marty was the wrestler. Kamaru is the champion you see before you. I attribute it to competition. DC, you can attest to this. We can't really explain why we just want to go out there and on a wrestling mat, train very, very hard, go out there and just do battle for 7 minutes. For 7 minutes for what? Just a little medal. We can't explain that. But we put so much effort and we put so much into that. And the same has carried over to my mixed martial arts career. You know, I can't really explain why I have this burning desire to be the best on the planet. But I just followed suit. I followed it. I each and every day I continue to get up and go train and push myself to heights because of that burning desire. And I can't really explain it, but I know it's a flame that's lit inside me, that's burning deeply. And, you know, one day I understand that flame is going to start to dim. But right now it's burning. And on Saturday night, I'm going to go out there and really let it shine.
Usman, we have seen on a number of occasions you post about you, Israel, Francis, being African-born champions. I hear that the big man's on set. Can you pull him in close? What does it mean to you? Bring him up next to you. Let me see the big man. Tell him keep his shirt on. Tell Francis keep his shirt on. You know, I'm not trying to get embarrassed out here.
Yeah, DC, you watch what you say. Francis is right here. Watch what you say.
Hey, Usman, what does it mean to you guys? What's up? What's up, champ? What does it mean?
Hall of Fame.
What does it mean to be a guy that represents your homeland, you and Francis together as African-born champions in the UFC, and bring a spotlight to Africa?
It means a tremendous amount. I mean, you know, the things that Francis and Israel are doing, it inspires me so much. Like, these guys don't understand how inspired I am by the accomplishments that they're going out there to do. Actually watching Israel, you know, win that interim title and then unify the titles, it lit a fire under me that I needed to raise my game even higher. And then being in the corner and actually watching Francis go out there and did something remarkable that he did a couple of weeks back, it lit another fire under me. And I just remember I'm on the flight back into training camp, back to Denver, and I'm thinking, wow, I got to pick my game up. If Francis is killing dudes like this, I got to elevate myself.
Usman, well, listen, I want you to pass a message to Ngannou before we let him go. would you tell Francis? Okay. He's the heavyweight champ now. He's rich. He can buy bigger shirts. He does not need to wear such small shirts every time. Tell Francis get some bigger clothes, man.
DC said you are now the heavyweight champion of the world. You're rich. You can buy bigger shirts that fit you. You don't have to have the small shirts anymore.
I'm rich like you, DC. On my way.
Yes, DC, you heard him.
And also, man, I'm a sexy guy, DC. What's wrong with you, man? All the girls tell me I look good.
The girls telling me look good. So what you say?
The champ. Hey, fellas, congratulations on our success. Usman, good luck tomorrow, man. Have fun, get some rest, recover, rehydrate. And it was great to talk to you, buddy.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, what a fun interview that was.
These guys. Usman said they told him to dial it back. That's too sexy and fun.
It's a good-looking ¡1 pick right there.
Yes, it is.
It's
yes,
a good-looking
it is.
Those are two good picks. I'm kind of bummed I don't have either one of them on my team. You guys remember perhaps, I don't know, one of the greatest women's fights in UFC history, Zhong Wei Lee and Uriah Hall. That was the last time that we saw Zhong in the octagon. Let's take a look.
Fight! We shall see how it goes for Zhong Wei Lee in title defense #1.
Woo! Wei Lee with that right hand.
She is fast.
所以在那场比赛，我们能看到韦利在上场的前
right hand
第一回合或者第二个回合的时候，你能感觉到他不是没有在状态。
Oh, solid right hand by Joanna.
进去状态了，但是后来他慢慢找回了自己的状态。
Oh!
Biggest shot of the fight right
Oh, she's got to hurt a little bit. I'll tell you what, these girls are not playing it safe. Oh, big left hand by Joanna.
但是韦利他一直在坚持，他很坚强。
The push kick is there, okay? The push kick is there.
Oh,
that was nasty.
Well, Joanna suggested this was going to be the greatest strawweight title fight in UFC history, and
I think it already is. Oh, oh my goodness.
Crowd at a fever pitch here. Wow.
What a first 3 rounds.
Woo!
And I don't know who won any round yet.
Joanna's got a big hematoma on her forehead now, folks.
All the way back to the gate. Deep breaths. All the way back to the gate.
Oh, man. That's a tough visual right there.
Oh, man.
Heart rate down.
明白吗？动，热水蹦踢，然后天，然后有摔的。
The toughness, the heart, many human beings out there just can't relate to it.
They're laying it all out on the line, man.
Zhong Wei Lee has never seen championship rounds.
这场比赛呢，通过我和乔安娜的比赛，我收获了很多，尤其是潜能。
Oh, left hook! Oh my goodness!
Knee from Joanna!
This is crazy.
人的潜力是无限的，只是你要去开发它，去激发它，对，然后一定要对胜利的渴望。
Oh, big shot by the champion.
然后等他来动，一起动，一起拿他，这个最后要赢。
Oh my goodness!
但是我们克服种种困难，然后去打比赛，然后又赢得了比赛。
Oh my goodness!
遇到困难的时候，不要说遇到困难我要放弃，遇到困难我们要想着怎么样去解决问题，解决困难。
Oh, spinning back fist lead for Shevchenko, and a counter right from Zhong Wei Lee.
Wow,
arguably the greatest fight in women's mixed martial arts history.
Holy smokes, what a fight.
Well, Jon Jones and Alexander Gustafsson fight goes into the Hall of Fame this summer, and this is a no-doubter.
100% this is in the Hall of Fame.
It has to.
All right, welcome back. We are on stage now because, as you know, Jacksonville, Ponte Vedra Beach, the home of the PGA Tour, the Players' Championship, the famed 17th hole, the Island Green.
Point of Vedra or Point Verde?
Ponte Vedra.
Okay. Oh, you're so fancy, guy.
We talked about this yesterday.
Point Verde.
We played yesterday. I got to see this man putt a little bit. We're going to have a little putting contest now. We get 5 putts each. If there's a tie, there's 3 putts in overtime.
And the title's on the line.
And the title is on the line.
Such a setup.
This is not this is a title defense.
Your hobby
This is a title
as
defense.
the contest.
This is a title defense. You
I
sound scared.
I don't mean to blind you with
You sound scared.
the light from
You
this.
sound
it's like
scared,
right in your
Laura.
eyes.
All right, while they talk it out.
Sound scared.
Dean, you're up first, my man. All right, you're going to get 5 putts.
5 putts? All right.
You should just hit them all at the same time, Dean.
I would not recommend that, Dean.
Here come Tiger Hoods.
Oh,
Okay, here we go.
goodness.
Here we go, Thomas.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
What?
You got to hit it hard now.
Stop playing. I ain't got to hit it hard.
Dean Thomas.
You gave yourself no...
Off the mark.
That's OB for Dean. That's OB for Dean.
No penalty strokes here, though. 0 for 1. Dean,
And
try to snuggle it in.
that'll be 0 for 2 for Thomas.
I'll move that so you can have a clear path for shot number 3.
I would like Laura to go second, actually. No, okay. Let me see. So I chose.
And he tries to curl it. Oh! Down again.
He's a
3. You got to get
job,
one.
Dean.
You got to get at least one, Dean.
Good
You
job.
ever heard of
Dean.
Schadenfreude? Do you know what Schadenfreude is?
Oh, okay. It's tracking it down.
There we go. Dean Thomas.
1 for 4
Dean,
for Dean Thomas.
Dean, retire. Dean, retire. Just say no, you're done.
Got it.
No. I'm going to get 2 for 5. This is me.
That ain't going to be enough, though, Dino.
Schadenfreude means you take pleasure in someone else's
Okay,
pain.
okay.
I really
you
do.
are-
I like 2 for 5.
Not bad.
Nice.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Nice,
Not
2
bad.
for 5.
Not bad.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Laura, would you care? You want me to hold that for you?
40%
Why
from
you-
5 feet
I'll
away.
just put it on.
You want me to hold
I'm
it for
in
you?
heels. What is this?
You want me to hold that for
Yeah,
you
this
while
is gonna
you
be
go?
rough
What
for
is
you.
this business?
Let's go, Haley.
Look at Dan White.
This dude's like taking his time.
Played yesterday.
Come on, man.
Which, by the way,
DC is...
Oh, wait, stop. You moved the ball.
He did move the ball.
That is one, dude. That is one.
That's not one.
That's one. You can't hit the ball.
End of the match.
That's one, man. No, man.
you
That's one.
thought you guys were friends
You
because
hit
you
the ball,
played golf
dude.
together
That's one.
yesterday?
No, Haley.
Throw that over here.
No, Haley. No, Haley. That's it.
RJ, get the ball back.
Let's look at the
looking at the
replay.
replay.
Wait,
We're
what?
Of course, there's a lip here.
Wait, he moved the ball.
Thanks, RJ.
RJ, you giving it back to him?
Ruling. Hey, it's a rule.
Come
Thanks,
on,
RJ.
man.
He did it again. He did it again.
He just do. Oh yeah, there we go.
right, 0 for
Hey,
1.
the ball don't lie. Ball
This is,
don't lie. Ball don't lie, Haley.
Payless putter. Okay, 1.
Oh!
Yes.
Do I get a ruling on
Lot
that?
of lip, lot of lip there. Lot of lip there. 0 for 2.
That's not a regulation hole.
You did a lot of that yesterday too.
I did do a lot of that.
He did a lot of lipping out yesterday. Oh, he got one. Okay,
Yeah,
he got
just
one.
snuggle it up in there, nice.
Yeah,
and
just
soft.
nice and easy.
I will
Nice
tell
and
you
easy.
this.
Nice and easy.
DC at Sawgrass had 0 touch.
Nice and easy.
You know who was surprisingly good? Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje is
Shot an 86 at Sawgrass yesterday.
84,
It was
Haley,
the
don't
best-
cheat.
a lot of
the best
golf.
score in the group. He told me an 86.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Haley goes 2 for 3, 2 for 5. 2 for 5. Let's go, Laura. Would you care for me to hold the belt for you?
No, I'm gonna let my new friend Dean Thomas.
Oh, really?
hold the belt.
We're besties
Yeah,
now.
we are.
We're besties.
We had dinner together last night while you guys were
Okay.
off cheating, playing golf
Okay.
together.
Okay. Okay.
Dean and I are tight now, so.
Get up there.
Okay. Well, just get these tight.
Can we look at my shoes for a second?
I mean,
first? Can we look at my shoes?
Those are regulation heels.
Golly.
You're fine.
Let's go,
You guys are
Senko.
so ridiculous.
Golf spikes and 1 spike. There we go.
We're riding horses in Houston. I don't care what it takes to make it happen.
Boom. Oh, that's not good.
wow. Okay.
I think
I mean
it's
that.
Okay.
A little softer.
Okay.
good.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate the
All
words
right.
of encouragement,
There's,
Dean.
you got the trap on one side. You have water on the other
Yeah,
side.
it's not good.
Why don't try to
Why are you
intimidate
getting
her?
close? Don't get in my space.
Laura, I had a question for you.
You're such.
My bad. I didn't mean to talk in your backswing. I didn't mean to talk
She
in
left you hanging.
She left me hanging.
I get
I
it.
got you.
I am
I
gonna leave
get
him
it.
hanging. I'm leaving him hanging.
I didn't mean to talk in your backswing.
You like
I
how she's
apologize.
putting them on,
did.
moving the ball
etiquette.
with her heels.
Yeah. I'll trade you shoes. We'll see how
Style
you do.
points.
Okay. Let's see this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's in
Water.
the beach right there. That's in the beach.
That's water. The blue
You had
is
2,
water.
right?
The blue
You had
is
2
water.
just like Dean?
Yeah. What are you laughing at?
You guys suck.
First of all, that hole's like half an inch deep. It pops right out of there. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no! See?
So close. So close.
It has to be just the right speed.
If the speed is the key.
Schadenfreude. God.
I find a lot of I find a lot of joy in you guys'
people's
failures.
downfall? I
Yes,
know, yeah.
do.
So you've made 1.
All right.
You have to get this to move on.
Thanks, Dan. I'm aware.
Laura Senko, no pressure. Title on the line here.
And now Laura
It bounces
Senko
out,
is
it's in
no
his hands.
longer the UFC
We
champion.
have other games to play, sir. Other games to play.
What do you,
All right, big fella.
RJ, get my clubs. I am not going to putt with this.
You get to use your own clubs.
I
How
am
does he
not
get to use his own
I am
clubs?
not going to putt with this. Let's go.
This is such a setup.
Let's go as I pull out.
I'm not even gonna watch.
Special.
How does he get to use his
Look at
own
that.
clubs?
I pull out the champ putter with the Daniel cover sleeve. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, that's also a New Orleans Saints logo on the back. Let's go.
We'll see how it helps
Would you
you.
care to hold this for me? Oh, okay. You don't have to.
The
You don't have to.
disrespect. The disrespect.
Hey, tell me better.
Okay.
Oh, wow. And this tweet just out, Laura Sanko better than Daniel Cormier. Oh, hey, welcome to the beach. Would you like a blanket, sir?
Would you care to stop talking during my back?
No, I will
we're
absolutely
not.
keep talking.
We're not. Listen, DC.
Because when we're quiet, you make it. That's out of there. Get that out of there, Archie. Get that out of there.
Would you please back up? Would you please back up, Helly? Would you please back up?
Get desperate.
Oh, RJ, really? No shot. No shot. Shots out.
You cheated.
That was the biggest
Helly
cheat.
was moving the ball.
He cheated. You see how he cheated?
You got a foot closer.
Look at that.
Whoa. We're looking at the replay. We're looking
Wait, what? What did I do there, man? Come on.
Oh, that's out.
That one's out.
Ball's gone. Ball's gone.
Oh my God. So Helly can actually move his ball 3 times, but I get you. Okay. No, I didn't swing. I kicked it with my hand. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see you miss this.
No. Come on, man.
All right, that's 2. This is for the win. There is so much on this.
Boo! Yes!
Hey, here's the thing. Here's the thing. They did this specifically to cheat me because they knew. They took a shot away. They took a shot away from me in order to give these guys a chance.
We'll give
you guys are going to give me my shot.
We'll give you a bonus
give me
putt.
my shot.
We'll give you a bonus putt.
If I make it, I win. Okay, here we go.
These new rules are just being made up as we go, but I don't anticipate it making.
I'm back in the ticket.
He gets his own rules. That is not good.
No.
Let's go! No. Would you? No. And
There are
undisputed UFC
there are other games
broadcast champion of the world. Daniel.
All right, there is no. There's really no shame in his game.
Hey,
is that even fair to your waist?
Can I be honest?
Can
I be honest? Hey, you tried hard. I really do appreciate the effort. I appreciate
you cheated. You cheated.
I appreciate the effort, guys.
Uh-oh, drop time.
Yes, and now my pick goes, and no offense, Daniel, no offense, but I gotta pick Stipe.
Oh, that's okay.
I gotta take Stipe. Stipe, he was the former heavyweight champion. He got 2 wins over you, which is, I'm kind of glad today because you cheated us out of a win. So I'm going with Stipe Miocic.
Okay, I like it. I get it. I'm going Colby Covington. Outside of Kamaru Usman, why do you always have that look on your face every time I pick somebody? It's really bothersome. I think you need to have more respect for everybody else on the stage.
Look, you know what? It's okay. It's okay, right? Because I'm riding Cloud 9. And guess what? There was a time where the guy that I'm picking rode Cloud 9.
Okay.
And if he was the best of the rest, now that the champion's gone, why wouldn't he still be the best? So I'm taking the human highlight. I'm taking Justin Gaethje. I know he ain't fighting for the title right now, but as the last interim champion, he was the best of the rest outside of Habib. So I'm taking the human highlight, Justin Gaethje.
I can't argue with that. That was my other one.
Someone take this man's soapbox away. I'm going Brandon Moreno, okay? Second best flyweight in the world.
Oh, he isn't.
What do we know he isn't?
He could be, but I got something else for you.
He's fighting Figueiredo again. That fight was so close. Listen, Brandon Moreno, you're on my team and I like it.
That's a good thing.
It is a good pick, I know.
Valentina Shevchenko already off the board. She was gone a long time ago, one of the very best in the world. Let's take a look.
When we fought in Muay Thai and Taekwondo and K1, Wushu Sanda, we had a lot of experience fighting in the same event.
Antonina is a 7-time Muay Thai champion and 3 times world IFMA Muay Thai champion. And if you didn't know, her sister is world champion fighter Valentina Shevchenko.
I fight in 57 kilograms, Antonina 60 kilograms. So it's like very tiny break between our fights.
25 world titles, I think they have. Just ridiculous success.
These really are world-class world champions.
Pavel, like, he finished with my fights and take her and go to the another corners of same ring. So it's kind of like we know how to deal with this situation.
Yeah.
Then, first sister ever in UFC fighting in the same event.
Tonight, on the same card with her sister, Antonina, Valentina Shevchenko will try to show off her best version to date.
Well, this is the first time two sisters have ever competed in the same card.
And here we are right now, myself and my sister Antonina fighting in the same event of UFC. The first in the history UFC events where two sisters fighting on the same card. Of course, the night was very important, especially I was like feeling this pressure because, I mean, if two sisters fights in the same night, they both have to win. So I had to do my part and to win the fight.
Making the walk for her 5th UFC appearance is the 15th ranked Antonina Shevchenko, the older sister of our flyweight champion Valentina.
It was a lot of attention, and it was kind of like you want to create success on these, and it's also like kind of pressure, but you perform the best way that you can.
Oh my God, she's all over her.
That is it! Antonina Shevchenko.
What a phenomenal performance. What a great start for the Shevchenko sisters. And I'm telling you, man, Big Sis is going to come do her interview with Joe, head back in the car, go back to the hotel to be with her sister as she prepares for her championship fight later on in the night.
It's just great because we had same training camp.
Valentina's throwing heat. She's not trying to technically strike with her. She's trying to blast her.
Same fight night, just same celebration. It's just great.
Oh,
high amplitude takedown for Shevchenko.
Antonina, she has so amazing victory today, and I was watching in the hotel her fight. In my opinion, she deserved a best performance of the night.
What a week for the Shevchenko women. Incredible night for the Shevchenko sisters.
Welcome back. We are missing somebody. There's an empty seat because, as much as it pains me to say, we do have a newly crowned champion. Just
Unbearable.
Hey,
peacocking
listen,
his way to state.
they're all back. I don't walk, I peacock. And listen, as the champion, I make the rules. So I show up to work whenever I'm ready, D. Thomas. Look at that strut. Look at that strut. I mean, D, look at that strut, D. You slide, foot slide up right. You know what I'm saying? You see that? You see the champ, right, D?
I see
You see the champ. Let's go. Let's go. You saw how I kicked that old leg forward?
I want you to think about this for a moment, Shevchenko. As painful as it must have been to give up the belt to DC, it's going to feel that much better when you win it back.
Let me tell you something. I'm starting to understand how Jon Jones.
Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that.
Watching you be
Give it up,
champion.
Senko. Give it
Watching
up.
you be champion is
Give it up,
unbearable.
Senko. Look at that. It's like taking it. Hey, look at that. Wow, she wants to beat me up. It's
did.
like, let's go, champ.
I did.
Let's
I
go,
did.
champ. Man, that's what I'm talking about.
You're hard to
it feels
take.
good on me. Welcome home, baby.
Hey, look at the difference from where Senko would putt from.
And I'm in heels.
I mean, why would y'all be
Can I
putting?
tell you something, DC?
That's
Ask
like
me
the-
how many times I've golfed.
That's
Ask
like
me
the
how many
Pee-wee
times I've
tees.
golfed. I have never golfed in my life. How often have you golfed? Yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, look at that. That's the world famous 17th at TPC Sawgrass.
Wow.
Look like you chopping wood.
Look at that.
Yeah.
DC puts it on the deck, 2 feet, Laura, from the cup. I walk over. I don't even drive. I walk over, stroll onto the putting surface, and lay down the birdie on 17. Hey,
You know what this is?
What is
Oh, no!
This is embarrassing. This is Gaethje, me, and DC shotgunning beers. Gaethje had to show DC how to do it. He was drinking
You
it
don't
right
even know
out
how
of
to do it right.
Look at these two studs.
DC,
I mean, come
have
on,
you never
man.
shotgun a beer
Hey,
before?
I've never shotgun a beer. Listen. But at the world famous 17th at Sawgrass, guys, the island hold. DC puts it on, 2 feet from the cup, walk over, knock down the birdie. I mean, knock down the birdie at 17 at Sawgrass. So don't hate. Don't hate.
I'm not hating.
Someone take this man's
And guys, on that hole is when Helly bet me $1,000, and now he won't pay it. So Helly's the type of guy that's like shaking your hand with the right hand, but his left hand's in your pocket. He's trying to steal your wallet.
I do remember that.
He's that type of guy, right?
Yeah,
We're getting the wrap. We bet 100. He's been paid. Gaethje was there. He'll verify. It's all good.
I just feel
Let's talk a little bit about Shevchenko and Andraj coming up. That's going to be the first title fight that we're going to see on Saturday night. When you're looking at that one and breaking it down, what's going through your head, DC?
I think it's a great fight. I think Valentina Shevchenko has been phenomenal since she got down to 125. In the first fight that she fought there, she brutalized the gal. Then she beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Then what she did to Jessica Ai was crazy. Caitlin Chukagian, and now Jennifer Maia. She has been phenomenal. She is the second best female fighter in the world outside of Amanda Nunes. But she has a different challenge in Jessica Andraj, the type of fighter that's going to try to pressure Valentina. But if you know Valentina Shevchenko, you know that she is a phenomenal counter striker. So is Jessica Andraj's approach going to be what puts her in harm's way? Not only is Valentina a great striker, though, she has fantastic trips in judo from the clinch, and her ground game is equally as good. She is one of the most well-rounded fighters, regardless of gender, regardless of weight class. She is pound for pound one of the best in the world.
She absolutely is, DC, but here's the deal with Jessica Andraj, okay? We saw what Jennifer Maia did to Shevchenko. I mean, not that she won the fight, obviously, but she had moments where she looked really good, and she was controlling Shevchenko. And now we've got Jessica Andraj moving up from strawweight into flyweight. You said it earlier, she's kind of been playing Goldilocks, right? You know, bantamweight a little bit too big, strawweight a little bit too small. She has found her home at flyweight, and I'm telling you, man, the power will transfer, the takedowns will transfer, and Shevchenko has never faced someone who brings the type of skill set that Andraj brings to this fight, and I'm being genuine when I say I think that she presents the biggest challenge that Shevchenko has faced to date.
Now, one thing you got to take into account is the experience of Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina Shevchenko has been fighting as a professional since 2003. That's like 10 years before most of these other girls. I mean, she has so much more experience, and this is, I think, the reason why she's so well-rounded. She just has that much more experience. She does have to watch out for the X factor, like you said, of the power from Andraj, because Andraj can change the course of a fight with one punch. But I just think Valentina's experience is the key.
I mean, this boy here, that's why he's here. Right? It's not just the silky smooth skin. I mean, it's the mind of this young man right here. This boy knows everything. Good, hey, Gene. 2003? I didn't know that. Thank you, D. You're the man, dog. I'm gonna use that tomorrow night. Hey, look at that. That boy, he's got that.
That's why they brought me in.
Yeah, that's why you brought him in. He's got that.
You know, he's gonna want something from you in
know?
about 5 minutes. That's the only reason he butters people up. Oh, you hear the music? You know what it's time for? Draft is back on.
All right, let's go.
We are in round 6. Dean? What do you have?
I'm going with Brian Ortega. He looked absolutely phenomenal against Chang Sung Young last time. I think he's the #1 contender at featherweight. I gotta pick Brian Ortega, the jiu-jitsu guy.
You know, I like to pick champions on my roster, and I'm gonna pick a guy who I believe is going to be the next lightweight champion, and that is Michael Chandler. I know he hasn't been in the UFC long, but we've seen the damage that he can do. This man is an absolute monster. And he's going to be the 3rd lightweight off the board, so get them while they're hot.
You know, I'm going to take another great pick. I'm usually pretty good at it. But I'm going to go down to 125 again. And I'm going to take Askar Askarov. Askar Askarov, I believe, is the best flyweight in the world. I know it's hard to say because he hasn't fought Davison. But this dude is phenomenal. And with his wrestling ability and his grappling and the improved striking he showed in the Benavidez fight, Askar Askarov is a very tough out for anybody at 125 pounds.
Listen, it's a strong pick, but I cannot believe that no one has even mentioned the name of the notorious Conor McGregor. Guys, listen, I know it's a deep division.
What weight is it?
55. It's his main weight class.
45, 55, 70, he fights everywhere.
It's his main weight class. And listen, you know the type of adjustments that Conor McGregor is capable of making. You know he's going to come bring it to Dustin Poirier come July. I am so excited for that fight. And he is, for a fact, the biggest superstar the UFC has ever seen. So I want him on my roster, and he's on there.
That's a good pick.
It is
a good pick.
I know.
It is. I mean.
All right, we're going for another round.
Oh, let's go.
Again.
Dean.
Woo. All right. I almost feel like I'm going to pick somebody that's already been picked because I'm surprised nobody's gotten him yet. Aljamain Sterling. Nobody picked up the champion, Aljamain Sterling. And the next guy who's on the list under him, he's already beaten him in like a minute. I'm taking Aljamain Sterling.
Oh, that's a good pick, Gene.
Okay.
Good pick.
You know what? I'm going to stay there. Piotr Jan, I believe, was picked by DC.
Oh, he was gone. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, I'm going to go Corey Sandhagen.
That's another great one.
I'm staying in bantamweight, so that's, again, 3 down in bantamweight. There's 1 left. Got to make your pick quick.
All right.
It's me. Laura's trying to jump the line. Boy, y'all always talking about I'm cheating, right?
Well, you're the champ now. Shouldn't you go last?
Yeah, I'm the champ. Listen,
Shouldn't you
guys,
go last
listen. We speak about Wei Lee and her and Rose's fight, how tough it can be. Let's not forget the greatest strawweight of all time, who fought Wei Lee to one of the best fights of all time. I'm going with the boogie woman, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, at 115 pounds. Listen, this is a fighter, a young lady that really did revolutionize and allowed for this division to even exist. Because if you don't have a Joanna, this weight class does not stay. Carla Esparza was the first champ, but Joanna was the one that really did legitimize 115 pounds.
I like it.
It's a great
Fair
pick.
That's a great pick. It's a good
Yeah,
pick.
it is. I know.
Pick. I'm going to pick a guy who never gets the amount of respect that he deserves, and I'm going to pick Leon Edwards.
Oh, Rocky.
Leon Edwards is a phenomenal fighter, and I'm going to tell you something right now. I believe that Leon Edwards actually poses the biggest threat to Kamaru Usman in that division, and I cannot wait for that fight to eventually be made. He is good everywhere. We just don't get to see him enough, but we all know he's good. John Anik knows he's good too.
Wow.
Oh, that's what you're doing. You're just trying to appeal to the
she's
judge.
doing. She's trying to get to Anik.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And it's actually
trying to butter up Anik.
Trying to butter up Anik.
It's
huh?
actually a really smart play.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's watching right
well,
now.
Anik's one of my best friends, so forget you guys.
Yeah, that means he knows what you do.
You just dropped this name real quick.
Oh.
By the way, while Anik was preparing all day for the fights yesterday, DC was playing golf. So who do you think Anik's going to vote?
Oh, come on. You're doing that now? Wow.
He respects people that do their homework.
Let me just go ahead and find my list for the next thing now.
Okay. Well, Jorge Masvidal, the BMF champion, the baddest MFer champion. All right. So when we have this list, if we're going to start drafting guys for that baddest MFer, who's your baddest MFer right now? Top 5.
You want all my top 5?
I want your entire list. Your whole top 5.
Tank Abbott. Nate Diaz. Chuck Liddell. Nick Diaz. George Masvidal.
Okay, you got 2 Diaz's on there. Sanko, what do you have?
All right, I've got the man that they had to make a title for because he was such a bad MFer, Jorge Masvidal. Vanderlei Silva, okay? His name was literally the Axe Murderer. This man in his time was so incredibly scary, head stomping people. It was insane. Robbie Lawler, you don't get scarier than Robbie Lawler. I honestly think he might have some bodies under his house. The guy looks like a psychopath. Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes outside the octagon, not so much that type of personality, but when she gets inside the octagon, she is absolutely one of the baddest. What do you call a female MFer? Anyway.
Same thing.
Absolutely.
Same thing.
All right.
And then lastly, Nick Diaz.
Okay.
You know what's up with
Amanda Nunes, I love you, but you're not a BMF. I mean, your personality is all raising sunshine. So here's mine. I'm going Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell was about as bad as it got. He was mean, he was ornery, and he would not only fight you in the octagon, if you got in Chuck's way outside of the octagon, he'd roll right over you. Justin Gaethje is one of the baddest MFers on the entire roster. Look at what he does to people. Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a bad boy. Dustin Poirier spent his entire youth in juvenile centers and stuff like that, getting him in trouble. So it's a credit to what he's become today, but that BMF is still right under the surface when it comes to Dustin Poirier. Obviously, Jorge Masvidal. They made the belt for him. And Francis Ngannou. When people look at Francis, they go, oh, that's a bad mother. Beep. So come on, guys. Is there another belt? Can I get another title? I mean, you guys don't put Francis on there. You don't put Justin Gaethje.
How do you not put
credit
Amanda
to
on
putting
there?
Chuck on there.
Yeah,
Credit to putting Chuck on there
You
because
gotta go with Chuck.
Chuck was a bad boy.
Yeah,
Chuck was making dudes wrestle because they knew he was. I'm not standing in front of Chuck Liddell.
It hit you with the,
That's a bad mug. Come on, man. That's a bad mug. That's a great list, guys. Come on. Give me some credit.
That's a great list.
At least
Dean had a great list. Laura had a great list.
How about
There's
my
three
list?
great lists.
My list.
I like
Thought
three
Laura
great
had a good
lists.
list too, or is
It was okay.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm saying
There it is. It
Laura's
is
gonna
time
kill me.
for round 8 of our UFC draft. As always, the pioneer, Dean Thomas.
I'm going with Gilbert Burns. He's the first guy to really have Usman worried. Really looked like he had Usman on his heels. Gilbert Burns is my next pick.
How did that end?
Oh my goodness! Wow.
I'm just asking. It was just a question. All right. I have the second pick. You know, I'm going to go heavyweight here, guys. I may have waited a little bit longer than I originally anticipated, and I'm going to go Derek Lewis. Did it upset you a little bit?
Don't let him make that.
That was the one I wanted.
I know it is.
Exactly.
No, I know it is.
That was the one I wanted bad. I forgot about it, You know, when I look at my list, I'm trying to figure out what weight classes I need right now. I know I need a 55 I have, 70 I have, 85 I need a 205. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Beep. Run it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently
Yep, the judges
already
have been called for this
picked Jon
cheater.
Jones. That was my first pick. Okay, so I forgot that I had Jon Jones at heavyweight.
Then look at
my
that.
bad, and that's why everybody got me. So I'm going to go, I need a women's bantamweight. I'm going Holly Holm. So then I have 2 weight classes left, flyweight and women's flyweight.
Yeah, man.
So there he is left for you.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate that you would mess up in that way and show you didn't do your research. So I'm not going to figure that. I'm not going to jump off your back here. I'm not going to do that to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out on a limb here. Original thought. The guy I'm going to pick struck so much fear into the new champion's heart that he was not able to do much of anything. So I'm going to take Derek Lewis because him and Francis Ngannou, his power, listen, Derek Lewis's power put Francis on notice, who is one of the scariest men in the world. So I'm going to go ahead and originally pick Derek Lewis as my heavyweight, not based on anything more than my knowledge of the division.
Should we have our heavyweights fight?
What?
All right, is Senko up?
Okay, all right. I have light heavyweight left, featherweight, bantamweight. I'm gonna go with Alexander Rakic.
Oh.
Alexander Rakic is another guy who doesn't get a ton of sunshine yet, but tell me something. This kid is an absolute athlete, and I do believe that he will be champion soon.
He's
I do.
an athlete. He ain't gonna be champion if he fight like he did in that last fight. He ain't gonna be champion. He ain't gonna be no champion if he do what he did against
Did he get the win?
Thiago Santos, because my goodness, I took a nap.
We're not voting exciting fights. We're voting winners. Winners.
Oh my goodness.
All right, you guys want to play another game? A little rapid fire?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Fact or fiction?
Okay.
Kamaru Usman can pass GSP as the greatest welterweight of all time.
Fact.
Fact. You agree with that?
How does he do it? Fact, he can do it by beating Jorge Masvidal and then beating the next 2 contenders.
He's close. I think fact, because if he beats Masvidal and Leon Edwards wins against Diaz, he will be fighting a guy that he owns a victory over already. Now those title fights are starting to stack on top of each other, and I'm not sure who is going to be able to stop him. I think his toughest fight always will be Colby Covington, but I don't know how close Colby Covington is to a title fight.
You know, the interesting thing is Usman kind of teased that, hinted at he could consider retirement in the very near future.
Well, I think this turnaround shows that he's more active and more into it than he's been for a little bit.
I say fact as well. I say fact. I think. Let's see here. From putting in oh, there we go. Here we go. All right, Mike Pendleton. From putting in heels on last-minute notice to her BMF list, including Amanda Nunes, to her entire draft roster. Laura Sanko is absolutely putting. Hold on, let me.
So here's what
Mike.
On a show hey, Laura. Here's what Mike wanted. Here's what Mike wanted. Mike wanted you to say his name. That's all it was. Mike's like, oh, Laura.
He just wanted some attention.
Yeah, just get out of here. You did it. You played into the game with him, Laura.
I'm sorry.
I can't believe you fell for that.
People aren't tweeting about
I can't believe you fell for that.
sorry.
I can't believe you fell for that. It's.
You guys ready for number 2 on rapid fire?
Yes.
All right, true or false? The only way Masvidal to win on Saturday is by knockout, DC.
Let's go to them first.
You want to go up?
Let's ladies first.
Ladies first.
You said Dean first.
False. I think that there is a way where he can win a decision. If he stuns Usman and changes Usman's game, he can win a decision.
Okay.
You know what, man? Honestly, I got to call the fights, and I can't even run the risk of making it seem like I'm making a pick. So I'm going to opt out of this one gracefully. I'm gracefully
You don't
out.
do anything gracefully.
I'm opting out.
You don't do. Listen, you don't do anything gracefully, but I'm going to say that is predominantly true. I do think that Jorge Masvidal's biggest chance in this fight is to get a knockout. He's shown he can do it time and time again. He's very good at surprising people, and I think that there's a high chance he could do it.
All right, how about takedowns? How many takedowns will Usman land on Saturday, Dean?
He'll land 4.
4, okay.
I think he gets 3 takedowns.
I'm going 3.
Okay, 3. And he's never been taken down in his career himself. All right, buy or sell, Jessica Andraj, the biggest threat to Valentina Shevchenko's title.
Sell.
Sell. Okay.
You know, I think I'm selling because I believe that she's going to put too much pressure and she'll fall into the traps that Valentina sets.
That's not the question, though. I'm buying it because I think Andraj is the biggest threat that Shevchenko has faced. I mean, you saw what Jennifer Maia was able to do. Andraj is very powerful.
Fact or fiction? One day we're going to see a Zhong Wei Lee and Valentina Shevchenko fight.
Fact. I think that's bound to happen, especially if they have dominant performances tonight. That's a super fight. That's a mega fight. That's bound to happen.
100%.
I believe so because I think that Zhong Wei Lee has even spoken about going up at times. So, yeah, and then when you start looking for fights with dominant champs, those two would make a great fight.
Agree. Fact, it has to happen. I mean, those two in a fight, my mind gets excited.
All right, let's pick one. Which championship fight is most likely to end in a finish? You don't have to pick a winner, DC, so you can get in on this. Most likely to end in a finish.
Valentina and Andraj. I mean, Andraj has the ability to knock Valentina out, and we know Valentina has the ability to knock Andraj out. I mean, that's definitely going to end in a finish.
Yeah, it's hard to pick that because I can't really choose fights, and I'm going to kind of gracefully opt out of this one.
Gosh, you opt out of everything. Anything hard. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it.
Opt out of the buffet.
I like having Dean here. I like having Dean here.
Somebody had to say it.
I actually think Usman versus Masvidal is the one that's most likely to end in a finish.
How about this one? More important fight for the respective legacies. We're always talking about legacies. Valentina Shevchenko or Kamaru Usman?
Usman, definitely. I mean, there's so much bad blood between him and Masvidal that, I mean, not only just that, but just, you know, we're talking about him being the greatest of all time. So, like, this is an important fight for him.
This one's for Usman. Usman has to put this chapter behind him, and he has to do it emphatically. So this is for Usman. Usman for sure.
For once, I agree with you, and for those exact same reasons, DC.
That's it? All right. Oh, you guys can just pound it out. Yeah. Okay, draft time. It is round 9. We already have 8 rounds down in our draft. Round 9 coming up. Dean, you know what? Do we need to pop up your board? So
No, I know exactly who I want, and I'm surprised nobody took him earlier. Charles Oliveira, who's actually fighting for the title. He's got doing like a 7-8 fight win streak. Come on now, you got to give this guy a shot.
You already got Dustin Poirier, dog. Stop cheating, man.
Oh, my
You guys are cheating so bad. Look at your board. You need a light heavyweight, women's flyweight, or women's strawweight.
Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira is my guy. Going with him. He's going to be fighting for a title soon, and I pick him to actually beat Jan Blachowicz in the title fight, so going to get Glover.
All right. I'm up next. Let's throw my board up there in a flyweight and a women's flyweight. Let's go. And a middleweight as well. All right, let's go women's flyweight first. Caitlin Chukagian.
Oh.
I'm filling out my board with the top fighters on my list.
It's exactly what you said, Laura. It's exactly what you said. Wait, I got a heavyweight. I took Derek Lewis. What is going on with my graphic here, guys? I mean, Kamaru Usman's my welterweight. These guys are they're trying to cheat me.
Well, they're just one behind because we're already
no,
8
look,
rounds in.
look, my welterweight, welterweight Kamaru Usman's my welterweight. These guys are trying to cheat me. Go to wait, no. Okay, so what do I need? I need a women's strawweight.
You won't even say my name.
No, that's Valentina. Oh yeah, I need a woman. No, I did. I'm confused. I don't even know. Bantamweight. Okay, I'll do the women's bantamweight. I'll take Juliana Pena. But the next time this comes around, I would like to see all of my athletes on the board because you guys are trying to cheat me in the back because they're trying to make it fair because my team's so much better than everybody. But I'm taking Juliana Pena, who now fights Amanda Nunes for the title.
All right. I'm going with the bantamweights, and I am taking Corey Sandhagen. This guy's been on a tear. You can tell how
hard to get him.
I think he's
What?
Somebody
took him.
Oh, okay. I'm going Rob Font.
Okay, yes.
Next best thing. It's fantastic.
I mean, jeez, Louise,
There's a lot to keep track of.
There's a lot to keep track of.
We need our own little war room here. All right, so we're 9 rounds in.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make a pick, DC?
I did make a pick, man, because even though my board's all jacked up, they're just trying to give you guys a chance. Listen, I just checked my Twitter. The response is overwhelming that I am winning this thing.
I'm sure.
Dean, it is crazy.
I don't believe that.
I truly believe.
You gotta pull it up.
I gotta be honest.
You can't just say that.
I gotta believe, and I hope that, John, whatever, but I would like the fans to pick, right? I mean, I feel like,
I agree.
I think the fans should pick, and I think that,
All right, well, we'll discuss while you continue to pat yourself on the back. We're going to take a look at the main event coming up on Saturday.
What makes me so dangerous for Kamaru stylistically is this guy can't punch his way out of a wet paper bag. He just doesn't have that manliness in him to be able to produce force to hurt another man. So he knows it's a problem for him, I'm chilling, man. I'm in the driver's seat right now.
I have the advantage in anywhere this fight is. Whether it be standing, I have the advantage. Whether it be taking him down, I have the advantage. Whether it be in the clinch, I am the superior fighter in every way.
Oh, huge right from Usman. This could be the beginning of the end.
It's over. It's over.
And that will do it. And still.
Me and Kamaru have unfinished business more in the sense of I owe him something, and that I owe him is a life-changing experience, and tonight I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to change his life in a very drastic way from here on out.
Whoa! One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see!
Oh, my goodness.
More than anything, I just want to break Kamaru Usman's face.
Can I break Jorge Masvidal? Absolutely. Will I break Jorge Masvidal? Absolutely. That's not even a question.
All right. Every time I look over at DC's giddy, he's smiling, he's checking Twitter. We have 2 picks to round out our UFC draft. This is round number 9.
I'm taking Lauren Murphy. She's the dark horse of that flyweight division. I love her style. She's got a fight coming up soon, and she's going to dominate.
All right. I'm going Paulo Costa. I needed a middleweight. He was next in line. The guy is an absolute monster. I mean, I love Izzy, I love Whitaker, but they're off the board. He's the next best. Let's go.
I mean, come on, Helly. That's a pretty good pick. I like my man Costa. Let me look at my draft board here as I get ready to pick again and just kind of round out this draft and finish off this whole thing. All right, so I'm going to go with my light heavyweight. My light heavyweight is going to be, this is one that you guys might not think, but I'm going to go ahead and take Ankalaev. Ankalaev, the kid ranked number 8 in the world right now, but he is phenomenal. And when you look at matchups and you look at him, he looks like he matches up very well against the champion.
I like that pick.
A lot of people might not like that pick.
Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah.
Dude is the real deal.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a lot of potential, but he's not on the board yet, so that was a terrible pick. I got a featherweight, and I'm going to go with Zabit.
Oh, my goodness.
Zabit is an absolute animal. He's nasty in that division, and I think he's going to help win me this
last pick, Dean.
Guys.
Final pick of the final round for the rookie on the weigh-in show, Dean Thomas.
The women's strawweight, so I'm going with... Did anybody get Rose?
Yes.
And Joanna?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 18 rounds ago. Welcome to the game show.
Okay, so Jan, I'm going with Jan, and because she's left.
Jon Jones.
Yeah.
Jon Jones. All right, now this is the first time I've had to pull out my paper here.
Okay, you're still studying. While you're studying, I need a flyweight. I'm gonna go Alex Perez. He was the next in line, and I think he rounds out the best team that we kind of. Yeah, that's not right. So I needed a flyweight. So because I got Costa at middleweight. So I'm going Alex Perez.
Man, you know, I've found myself in a bit of a tough situation. I think we all may need this weight class. I think it's women's featherweight. Do we all need?
No.
I mean,
Bantamweight.
I don't need a bantamweight. I got Juliana Pena. So what am I missing? I mean, what am I missing here, guys? Somebody tell me. Women's strawweight.
Strawweight.
That's 115, right?
Yes.
Does Joanna Jędrzejczyk not fight 115?
She does. She's already been taken.
That's on my board. So why do I need a women's?
Yeah.
You know.
You're missing a middleweight.
Oh, you're missing a middleweight.
I'm missing a middleweight.
Yeah,
I don't have anyone at middleweight. Okay, I can make that work. This is great for me. Hold on a second. Let's go. So I would like to have Robert Whittaker, but I doubt he's available.
No, he's not.
Paulo Costa. Oh, I'm gonna take the Italian Dream, Marvin Vittori. I mean, I'm taking Marvin Vittori, the Italian Dream, the guy who Dana White just said, if Robert Whittaker isn't ready, Marvin Vittori gets the title fight. So I'm taking the Italian Dream, Marvin Vittori, newly in the EA Sports UFC 4 video game. So Marvin Vittori for me.
Oh, there's DC's whole draft.
That's a nice team there.
Yeah, it's
okay.
fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Okay, so apparently they didn't hear my last couple picks. I know I picked Zabit last, and
Yes,
the
you
one
did.
before that I believe was Rob Font, right?
You pick Rob Font, yes.
Rob Font, okay. And now I'm gonna round everything out with women's bantamweight, and I am picking Irene Aldana.
Okay.
She has got some nasty boxing.
Okay.
And I think she's a real threat in that division.
Overall, I got to be honest. You guys did a good job, but there are some holes, man. You guys, I mean,
Yeah, I know, right?
there are some holes in these things.
you sure
And this
did.
is no disrespect to any of the fighters, but boy, there are some holes.
Yeah, some of
in
y'all's
these-
early picks was questionable.
Tell me how your stomach felt when John said Francis Ngannou.
But there are some holes, man. I mean, just we're looking at this thing overall.
Yeah.
There are some holes in these teams.
All right, let's bring in the ultimate decider, the dictator when it comes to picking the best team. John Anik back with us now. Hey, John. Have you been watching this clown
Hi,
show?
Dan.
What's been going on?
Yes, I have heard a lot of this noise. I have heard Daniel Cormier pining for the judging to be taken out of my hands and given to the fans.
Okay.
And I can tell you, if this was a fantasy football draft, Daniel Cormier would be kicked out of the league for trotting out names that have already been drafted on several occasions over the last 15 minutes.
I'm
I
done.
will say, though, DC, so Dean Thomas has a really good board, right? Amanda Nunes was certainly one of the names that I was expecting to go 1 or 2 overall, and then you got guys like Adesanya and Figueiredo and Poirier. I mean, this whole exercise is an embarrassment of riches, right? I mean, Helly's squad is strong as well. I mean, DC, there's no doubt about it. Like, in terms of depth, you have built an outstanding team. But I mean, look at the star power on Sanko's team. Like, I know she's already the champion, you know, but when you add Conor McGregor to Francis Ngannou and Davison Figueiredo, gosh, this is really hard. I sort of went into this hoping to give Dean Thomas the shine, but when I look at these 4 teams right now, it's hard for me to pick against Sanko's. What do you guys think?
This is crazy, man.
I will say,
Laura Sanko, no lie, Laura Sanko has 5 fighters that lost their last fight.
Yeah.
They lost she has 5 fighters. Laura Sanko has 5 fighters that have lost their last fight. You have 5 fighters that lost their last fight on your team, and you just won somehow. That's crazy.
Bye, Felicia.
That is absolutely crazy.
Bye, Felicia.
Anik, please look at this, Anik. Anik, look at this,
I can
Anik.
only count 1 fighter.
Thank you,
I can only
John.
count 1 fighter, and I'm not privy to these full screens, but Conor McGregor is the only fighter
No. Her team, can I look at the full screen? Irene Aldana lost her last fight, too.
That is true.
Irene Aldana lost her last fight, too. Let me look at the rest. Brandon Moreno had a draw in his last fight. So we're talking about 3 fighters that weren't victorious in their last fights. We're talking about 3 fighters that weren't victorious, John. Conor McGregor lost.
DC,
Irene
I think
Aldana
you did
lost.
a great job. I mean, the Askar Askarov and Magomed Ankalaev, I mean, there's no doubt you put a lot into this exercise, but I'm surprised that the producer, Zach Candido's not docking you guys for throwing out names like Corey Sandhagen that have already been selected.
No, it wasn't me. I never did it one time, John. John, I never did it one time. I never chose twice once, John. I don't understand, my brother. We work tomorrow. My brother, we work together tomorrow, my brother. Would you please reconsider? Look at the draft board once again, and please make a decision.
It sounds like he's already made his decision.
He has made his decision, DC.
Laura, you got 3 people on your team that lost or had draws last time.
That's not what this is about.
Oh,
this is about who are the best fighters overall.
My man Dan Helly's not getting a whole lot of love for his squad, but when I look at Helly's squad next to Dean Thomas's, I mean, there's no way that Helly, with respect, my man, did a better job drafting than Dean Thomas.
He did.
But for me, I went into this exercise thinking that if I was given the opportunity you guys had, Francis Ngannou was going to be the #1 pick. And then when I look at what Sanko has done, you know, Rob Font is like the weakest link on her team, and he's an absolute stud. So for me, you know, it's Sanko 1, Dean Thomas 2, man. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
You didn't even get second place.
But you said you wanted the fans to be the judges, so I'm going to go into your mentions, and I'm going to see if you're a man of veracity and that everybody is saying you did the best. I think you did a great job. Not quite as good as Sanko and Dean, though.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, John. Appreciate the expertise. And it is so fun to see DC with his head in his hands as he finished in last place in this exercise. I mean, it's, are you okay, buddy?
You know, it's just frustrating sometimes being too smart.
Is it?
Yeah, it's frustrating at times being too smart. You know, when you take Askarov and you take Ankalaev, the guys that are the future of these divisions, and you understand skill at a level that, I mean, I'm talking about Dan, I mean, when I'm talking about Joanna Jacek lost her last fight, sure, I get it. But that's the only person on my team that, you know.
Max Holloway?
No, Max threw 1,000 punches in his last fight. What do you? I mean,
Calvin Kattar.
So listen, guys. Here's the thing. Helly's team, the whole bottom half they all lost. You understand? Helly's team, the last 5 have lost their fights. This dude, don't even try.
My strategy may have been a little off. May have been just
a little.
I might have wanted to tweak a few things, and I must say that in at least 4 rounds, the fighter that I wanted went one choice before me, and that was to
I would like to remind all of you, I had to go last every single round.
I think he handicapped you for that reason.
Still,
this is crazy,
I still have this belt.
Crazy. Well, you're talking, I mean, I saw 3 people on the list that have lost.
It's not about that. It's who are the greatest fighters. You would know better than anyone, DC, that sometimes the greatest fighters are the lost.
Can I say something? Part of being the greatest fighter is just not losing your last fight. You know, we're talking about the greatest fighter.
Can I ask you?
I'm not one of. I don't know if I'm the greatest fighter. I lost my last fight. You know what I'm saying?
But you wasn't on the board though.
That's what I'm saying, Dean. Come on, Dean. What's up, man?
Dean.
We are best.
Hey, you got the belt. Don't let him shame you into giving it back to him, because that's what he's trying to do. You're not going to do that. I know you're way too smart for that. Fans are going to be in this building on Saturday. It's going to be the first time in a year, essentially, that we're going to have a pay-per-view in front of fans. It's going to be unbelievable. You're going to be calling it. What's it going to be like for you? What's it going to be like for these guys in the octagon to finally be fighting in front of fans again?
It's going to be fantastic. You know, there are times when people walk out, and I take the headphones off to hear the reaction. There was no need to do that for the last year because there was no crowd. The only time there was any noise in the building was when Moreno and Figueiredo had that fantastic fight in the Apex. It felt like there were 300 people in there. But tomorrow night, 15,000 plus. This place is going to be rocking. You know the energy's fantastic anytime, but with this break away from live fighting, it's going to be even crazier. And look at that. I mean, look at Marco. I mean, Marco makes a valid point there.
Who's Marco?
Oh,
there's plenty of these out there.
Who the F is that guy?
There's plenty of these.
Yeah, right.
He works at AKA.
There's plenty out there that it was better. But I cannot wait to be in here tomorrow night and feel the electricity. Some of the greatest reactions to fights and finishes happen in front of the crowds, and I can't wait for it to be that way tomorrow.
Yeah, the crowds are what separate the men from the boys. When you think about it, the fighters have had the luxury of being able to compete with no crowd. So it was almost like sparring for them. So they didn't have that extra attention or that extra pressure on them in front of the crowd. The crowd's going to get out there, and we're going to see what everybody's really made of.
For me, it's the walkouts. I miss the feel of a full stadium Jorge Masvidal walkout. I mean, those walkouts are absolutely magical. And kind of like you, I measure the amount of noise by whether I have to wear both of my earpieces or if I can just, do with one. And when I have to put double ears in, which I will on Saturday night, I mean, it's going to be a good night. I cannot wait to hear the roar again. I miss it.
I think we all miss it. I think everybody's missed it, and it's going to be back. It is on Saturday. I could not be more excited. Here's a piece on what it's going to be like with the fans back in the building.
In uncertain times, the old saying is true. The show must go on. And it did, for a full year. Though you should know it wasn't easy. It wasn't the same. Something was missing. Someone was missing.
Thank you all for the support. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me.
We've missed you immensely. We've missed your passion. It's been 414 days since we could all be together in a packed house. And history was made that night last March in Las Vegas, when Zhong Wei Lee and Joanna Jędrzejczyk poured their hearts into the greatest female fight in UFC history.
What a fight!
One snapshot in time, one lasting image among so many. But we didn't cherish it, because we didn't know that the world was going to change forever. It's your voice that fuels the fight game. It carried Stipe Miocic in front of his hometown of Cleveland and Alexander the Great as he made his way to the octagon in Stockholm. It gave us goosebumps when Nate Diaz made his return in Anaheim, and when you brought the house down as the California Kid gave Sacramento one last farewell. It's your exuberance that makes a UFC event like no other on earth.
This place is deafening!
It's your passion on pins and needles before a main event that becomes transformative. A shared experience, a ceremony in which we gather as witnesses. We are in this together, and we've always been. We know the fight is real. The fight is in all of us, and it connects us. When we see 3 titles change hands in Madison Square Garden, there's nothing like saying, I was there. Just as there's no better feeling in the world than turning to the person next to you to ask, did that just happen?
Oh my goodness!
Incredible moments. Improbable outcomes. Invaluable memories. We are forever united in our pursuit of awe. You've been there when fighters snatch a victory from the jaws of defeat, and you've been there to provide the sustenance when it was needed most. You've loved what's yours. You've celebrated with your heroes. You've made electricity itself turn green before our very eyes. You've made magic through concentrated belief.
Oh! He slapped him!
UFC fans are one of a kind, and we have missed you. Your anticipation is the charge in the air. We all want to know how it unfolds, to get to the bottom of who's the best, who can stand up to the scrutiny, who can own the moment when all eyes are on them, and transcend that moment, because you are part of the transcendence. You are the electricity in the building, the life of the party, and the irreplaceable energy in the room. You are the reason the UFC is what it is today. And as the show rolls on, you should know, we've missed you dearly. From the bottom of our hearts, here are the 2 words we've been waiting over a year to say. Welcome back.
Welcome back, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Dan Helly, Daniel Cormier, Laura Sanko, the champion, Dean Thomas. We are here. We're in Jacksonville, right outside of Ponte Vedra Beach, the famed stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. So this is our second little golf challenge here on the UFC 261 weigh-in show. Sanko is the current and reigning champion because she won the putt-off. So she decides the order in which we will go for our chipping contest, where we're chipping the balls into the octagon.
Yep. I'm going to go first with the man who looks like he should be on the cover of Golf Magazine.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Dan Helly.
You're setting me up for failure here. So we're going to get 5 shots.
Look at his technique.
We're going to get 5 shots here.
Okay.
The goal, DC, you didn't do this very much yesterday, is to get it in the octagon.
Okay, let's see it.
So you got to open up the club face a little bit.
Okay.
And you just got to just...
Oh!
All right, these plastic balls are a little harder than I anticipated.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I love when an arrogant guy gets what he...
Oh,
there it is.
All right, there's one. That's
I
what
love
was
when
trying
an
to do.
arrogant guy
Nailed it.
gets what he deserves.
All right, here you go. Well, I certainly hope the fans don't vote your team the best. A little too hard. So I'm 1 for 3 so far.
Yep, you only got 2 more.
It's hard to get this up from this angle, guys, just so you know. We're not far.
Champions go last.
You got to go here. You got to move the ball right in the middle.
Okay.
Just give yourself some time.
Oh,
that's in.
That does not count.
That's in.
Does that count?
Yeah.
That counts?
Damn right it
Counts.
counts.
Oh, it just can go through the gate?
I feel like he gets extra points for that, actually. Yeah, it is more impressive.
2.
All right. What, one more?
No, that was 5.
No, it wasn't 5.
He hit 5.
I'm lost.
He hit 5.
I lost count. I'm not.
He's
He's still going. Now
You hit 6 balls.
I hit 5 balls.
You hit 6 balls.
I got 2 in.
DC, go next. Go next.
Oh my
Get it.
goodness.
All right, I can't wait to see this. All right. Look, he's just going to try to power it in there.
It's an interesting stance.
So through the great counts, now he's going to hit everyone 3. We'll get 1 up and over. Oh, 1 for 2.
Yeah, it can't roll out of the octagon if it makes it up there.
Oh,
come
on. 1 for
Nope.
3. He gets
2
2
more
more
tries.
chances. He's going another angle. Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
He has to
gotta
make
get it
this
up
to
and
move
over.
on.
Ah!
It's 1 for 5.
No, that was
He hit
fine.
6. He hit
No,
6.
I didn't hit 6.
He hit 6.
Listen,
Okay.
doesn't
God
even
dang it.
matter.
6
so
shots.
everybody gets
That's
6 shots.
Yes,
You
go ahead.
You go ahead.
You only got
go
1.
ahead, Dean.
No, I got 2.
You got 2?
Yeah, I flew 1, and then I got 1
I should have
for the
took
grade.
my time. I didn't take my time. I was just going too fast. I'm just
Same thing
frustrated.
you said yesterday, every hole.
So, oh yeah, that ain't gonna get it done.
Yeah, that ain't gonna
Dino,
get it
ain't gonna get it done. Hey, so listen.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this, right? Whoever wins stops. So whoever wins this.
Oh,
nice shot, Dino.
That was good.
Whoever wins this
is the
will
champion.
be crowned the champion.
No, they will
But then
not.
we go to the fan vote to figure out who's the champion going home.
No.
Just for the record, that's just the way
Oh,
it
the
works.
draft's the final tiebreaker.
Absolutely, the fan draft, right? The fan draft decides who goes home with the belt. Oh yeah.
That was practice.
Let's go,
I
D.
didn't see it. That's
It hit that national championship
Oh,
there,
Did it get in?
That was a practice shot.
Oh, boy.
My boy Dean.
I got 1 more.
Get this one in, bro.
You got it.
Get one in. Get one in, Thomas.
Okay.
Dean, hey, I love the effort, brother. Great day. I love the effort, Dean.
Don't let him near it.
I won't
heavy,
touch it,
bro.
Here, give her.
Can someone ask me how many times I've swung a golf club,
Well,
please? Can
we're
someone
gonna
give me
figure out
that?
right
Have
now.
you've done this
Tell
at
me.
some point
I have
in your
never
life?
swung a golf club in my
Ever?
life.
All you gotta do is just get it up in the air.
Number 1.
All right.
In
heels.
In heels.
Just swing that club, Laura.
I'm so nervous.
Cause you know that belt's gone. You know that belt's gone.
He's
Thank
probably
you.
going to make 4 out of 5.
Oh.
All right. That one's gone.
Man. Okay. Let's see it.
Okay.
Okay, that's not
She's
bad.
like she has
I
the
need to
right
get
line.
underneath it.
She's
Got the
actually
right
on
line,
target.
but yeah,
Underneath
she's
it.
on target. She just doesn't know what she's doing. It pretty much sums it up.
I don't even mind admitting, yeah, no, I don't.
You want to let me do it?
Well, you didn't do much better, dude. You made
Okay,
1.
okay.
You want to swing for me?
Can I swing for you?
No.
Okay, I'll swing for you. I'll swing for you, Laura.
You're going to
Let's go.
designate.
I'm just a gentleman, you know what I'm saying? Like a gentleman.
Look at him. Look at him helping me out. Screw you. Screw you. This is the ball.
One.
That was great.
One better.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Full
nice.
swing.
That's a good one.
I'm a little nervous sitting back here.
Two more.
I trusted
Wait,
you.
guys, wait. What about the one that I hit? Laura has one left.
I trusted you.
You let me hit one for you, and it went to the left. I shanked it. My bad.
I'm a gentleman.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to get underneath it. It's not working.
Listen, I think you're doing really good.
Listen. You want to put these shoes on?
They wouldn't fit on my fat feet. It looked like some hot dogs coming out of those shoes. Almost, Senko, but that's good. Could you hand over that belt to Helly? Helly's the champion until we get to that fan vote, guys.
All right.
The draft.
So I've actually earned. Why are you hitting right now?
Draft is the champion.
Uh-oh.
What's this?
We have a
The
tally
champion.
from the fans
to get the belt.
So UFC put a poll up on who had the best draft. We obviously, I received 18% of the vote, which I'm very proud of. Unfortunately, that's fourth place. Senko, you did not finish that much higher, 19.3%
This is
of the
a
vote.
popularity contest. Of course he's going to win.
So which means, who? Second place with 25.1% of the vote, Dean Thomas.
Let's go! Let's go!
This is a popularity contest.
This is so unfair.
How did that happen? How
This is
did that
unbelievable.
happen?
He's going to be.
As he struts around the
He's going to be out of
octagon.
breath. He's going to be out of breath.
He can't jump up on that fence like he used to. There's going to be 3 title fights, UFC 261, right here in Jacksonville. Fans in the building. Dean Thomas, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Senko, great job as always. He's peacocking up there. Look, he needs to get on his stool. He needs to get up on his stool. Here he goes again. This is unbelievable.
Look at Humpty Dumpty.
He's celebrating once again. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday, right here in Jacksonville. 261 coming up with fans.